He's Straw.
He's Parker. And that's Nick.
And together we are...
The Battlehammer
and
Nick.
Say hello, Nick.
Hello, Nick.
Yes,
Yay!
hello, Nick.
Why would I say hello, Nick?
Well, you
Get
just
in.
did.
I thought you were going to say hello, nerd, and I was actually going to do it this time because you're facing opposite me, so
Oh.
I find it easier.
Oh,
He
wow.
introduced you as Nick already. We've got some nerds.
Wow.
This is a weird trio of amigos.
Yeah, why? What's going on here? Well, we're starting Earthdawn.
They can't... Oh, actually, put it up there. Everyone's a winner. You can see Earthdawn written on the front of the...
They'll also get see Earthdawn because it'll be written behind me, you fucking
On
idiots.
the screen.
On the gum screen. Even of the Dungeon Master. Ugh. No, so we thought we'd do Earthdawn for you guys, purely because, one, we are huge fans of Earthdawn, aren't we, guys?
Yep.
No, I mean, yes.
Well, you're not because you keep dying.
That's true.
You are because you've got an awesome character.
And I keep no,
Who was
And
that?
you do keep...
Eighth by the time you...
No, 7th, I think.
something like that.
I
Quite high.
found her the other day, I'm like, oh my god. You know, still got crumbs of donuts in the packaging.
I know, I did spill food on it quite a bit as well. Yeah.
Right, and another thing is we do need to like talk and project.
Yeah!
I'm
We should have had the thingy out.
Should have done, but it just sounded was just a bit weird on it, and we didn't have time to sort it all out. So we're just going to project.
Okay, hello.
Project.
So,
So
move the camera closer.
I would, but then you fucking two were out of the fucking. I'm
I
not
know,
setting up two
that's
cameras
why
for
I
this.
said it, 'cause I
Dick
was
white.
being silly.
So, Earthdawn. It was described when it first came out as a cross between a fantasy and Cthulhu because it was the two kind of elements. You had the fantasy adventure side and the weird, horrible, buggy monsters. Was it that drew me to it to start with? Yes. Then I saw the system and cried because it was a bit of a weird system.
All the dice, all the time.
It's the dice. It's nothing is as much fun as going, oh, 2d6 plus d7 and one of them and a bit of that.
Yeah.
Woo, 39.
That is true.
You don't get that in other systems.
That is true as well. So what we're doing for this campaign is, you might have noticed we've only got 2 players here at the moment.
Hello.
Because
We've had a vetting thing. Sorry about that. Hopefully Chris and Stick might get out of that hole at some point.
yeah, for those of you that liked watching Chris and Stick, what's fucking wrong with you? Are you mental?
There's nothing wrong with them.
And
They will be joining. What we're doing is we're doing an intro with these 2 characters. I will do an intro with their 2 characters, and then the whole group will be together for the epicness.
Forever and never
Never
to
apart,
part.
together forever with you. Ah. Rick Astley, wasn't it? Yes.
sadly, it probably was,
I
yes.
wasn't sure if it was Rick or if it was Jason Donovan.
Oh god, it might have been that. Oh, that's even shitter. Oh shit, never mind. So,
I'm sure our lovely viewers will let us know.
So, now we're starting this one in a Kaer. What's a Kaer, you say? It's a place of residence for an entire town or village, which they constructed at least 400 years ago to protect themselves from the horrors. The horrors all turned up because the magic level had increased so much, we were using so much magic, that the barrier between us and astral space thinned a little bit too much, and the horrors came pouring through and destroyed the world we knew.
That will teach us.
That will teach you, yes,
And
learn.
they weren't stopped by bacteria either.
No. Dun dun dun! So, for these guys, they are Kaer dwellers. They live in a Kaer bear.
All the way.
They live in a Kaer.
Just waiting for the careless joke at some point, but we're going to endeavour to get past that. Perhaps you could even build careless whisper into it as well, but you know, being this out it's Christmas and everything.
It's, oh no. No, we stay
I don't
here.
know about you, but I'm never going to see it.
Oh. So, let's talk about your characters. Your adepts. Adepts are, it's not just a profession, it's a way of life. They use magic to enhance their own abilities. And we have 2 of them sitting in this very room.
In the
Ooh.
game, sadly.
So,
This is one of
remember, project!
This is one of the things that always appealed to me when we started playing Earthdawn years ago. Well, you've been playing it longer than I have, but it was kind of one of my first role-play experiences playing something like Earthdawn, where characters weren't just things you played, they were like, they had their own life almost, you know, they kind of had their own ideas and their own kind of view on the world, and the way that being an adept defines who you are. Not necessarily you have to play a character like that, but you're not just like a rogue or a warrior, or you're a warrior but not a fighter. You are definitively that thing, and you're kind of defined as a person by that. You know, I'm playing a thief. That doesn't mean I'm just like some bloke who nicks stuff.
Yeah, fucking not me.
I'm a capital T thief, and I've defined my existence by that, and maybe I have a different perception of what a capital T thief is to someone else. But if you were to say like you're just some bloke who nicks stuff, that's completely against everything I stand for. You as a sword master, you're not just some bloke who fights with a sword.
Mm.
You are, you know, the sword is an extension of who you are, and you define your life by that, and you have magical powers because of that definition.
Yep.
And I think as from a role-playing opportunity, I think that gives so much to Earthdawn that other games don't necessarily have, where you can add that into other games if you want to, but a lot of times you're just a wizard, or you're just a fighter, or you're just, you know, and yeah, you've got special things and you're good, but it doesn't really give you any role-playing kind of things to get your teeth into.
So what defines you as a thief then?
What defines me as a thief? I believe, so the passions are the gods of this world, and when Name Giver Life was first upon the world, we couldn't do anything. We didn't have farming, we didn't have building, we didn't have language, and as part of the mythology of the Earthdawn world, the first heroes, who were the first adepts, went and stole the secrets of living.
Bloody thieves get everywhere!
From the passions. So in a sense, I think that he's probably heard these stories as a child and read them, and he kind of feels like actually being a thief isn't just about taking stuff, it's about taking things that help the greater good. I had a little story I've told Straw, obviously I'll tell you, and Nick probably wouldn't know in character, but I mean, you know, just to give him an idea of stuff, that as part of his training, and he's had to go and steal these things, and for him anyway, not necessarily for all thieves, but for him, there was a lady who was a widow, and she'd been given a lot of things by her husband, and she was kind of like hoarding a lot of valuable items, and so he went and he took a ring, and he waited for a week. He kept an eye on her, he visited her occasionally, and she never at any point suggested that she was missing it. So he kept it, and he still got it. He took that thing. It wasn't missed, so he's allowed to. In his mind, he's allowed to keep it. He went there a little while later, and he took a goblet, which was also like, you know, fancy-looking jewel-encrusted thing. And then he went back there the next night, and she was crying, and she was, saying how she was so upset that she lost it because it reminded her of her late husband, and all this other stuff. So next day he went back, he snuck back into her place and left it somewhere where she'd find it, and she was so relieved, and he listened to a story that she was telling to her friend about how in a way, like, now she remembers him more, she's got, because she'll always have this to remember him by. And I think that him as a thief, by him taking that, he's given her the memory, in a sense. Idea. Oh, but he gave it back because of that.
So he's basically a social worker. He steals things, waits until people feel upset about them, gives them back, and they're happier because they've had it brought back. So he's done something good in his mind. Yeah. This isn't in character, by the way. This is me being pissy. Okay, fair enough. Still anything in mind, and again,
so he's got a couple of like things that he's not all thieves, because all thieves are different. But for him, he only takes what won't be missed. Like the ring wasn't missed, so he keeps it for himself. If he wants to take something for someone else, he only take it if it provides balance. So like if this person's got a lot of things and they're not using it for the greater good, then he will move that wealth potentially around. And he can only take from other people what they will to show the value of things. Like if let's say like you're a guy and you're like, okay, well I've got all this stuff, isn't that great? Like, okay, well if I take that away, then what are you? How do you define yourself if you haven't got this stuff?
Well,
I
now
don't know.
Paul.
Or I'm pissed off that some runty little bastard's nicked something off of me.
If you can't make things for yourself, if you can't provide for yourself because you're relying on all of these other things, then what's the point in having those things?
How about you sell some of them, employ a top-notch guard who prevents little renty bastards from stealing from you?
And this is, I think, a really that is a good thing. I think as a.
That's why the woman was crying, because she's now realised she's got to go out and buy a bloody guard dog.
No, I think that's what I love Earthdawn about, because you have to find these sort of things in your character, and
You have to be able to justify it.
Yeah, whether I'm right or not doesn't matter. The fact is, he thinks he's right.
Sure.
You know,
And it's the way you've got the story for it. Stories are so important in Earthdawn.
Yeah, totally.
If you don't have the story,
And what I'm looking forward to is we have a sword master, and we also have a warrior, and they're
Yes.
very different perceptions on what is essentially perceived to be the same thing: violence.
No, I feel not, but there we go.
There you go.
Oh, so
There you
so
go. So let's talk about you.
so what if it's not violence? What's your swordmaster's view on?
Combat is bad.
Okay.
Fighting is bad. Violence is bad.
Yeah.
But there will always be violence because of the way people are. So therefore, the only way to do it is to do it quickly and clinically, and to remove the other person's capability of doing violence by, for instance, cutting their head off. No, that
Big
was
single ideological flaw here.
A bit extreme.
You know that. No,
I would reflect your argument back at you with my own.
no, seriously. I envisage my character as somebody who doesn't like violence. He's got to be good at it because there's no point in doing it badly. Maybe there's some hints that as a child, perhaps his father was a brute. His parents are no longer with us, leaving him only with I was going to say a silly name. He hasn't got a silly name. He's just got the name they gifted him with.
Gift being the
Yeah.
interesting word.
So there's that. So yeah, I don't like violence. I will fight when I absolutely have to. But if you're pushing me and you want to fight, chances are I'm not interested, because basically I could kill you, and what would be the point of that? That solves nothing. So I'd rather not fight. But if I have to fight, I will do it as well as I can, as quickly as I can. And yeah, that's the funny thing, isn't it? I will not wear armour, because if you wear armour, it implies that you enjoy fighting and you want to fight for longer, because you know you can survive with your armour hits. I don't want to fight for longer. My idea, if I'm forced to fight, is somebody will try and hit me, I will not be there, then I will stop them fighting with the minimal damage, basically, and then quite likely I will help them heal, because I'm good like that.
So what is your outlook on? I'm going to just do this little bit quickly now. What's your outlook on something like a warrior then?
They're a bit weird, aren't they?
You know, they hit,
Well,
kill, hurt.
There's basically it's the
There's
same
no art to it, is there?
There's the same as everything, isn't it? There's always people who haven't quite got the hang of things. You know, it's the same in the world today. It's the same in Earthdawn. There's people who just don't understand. Hopefully, at some point, they will understand, and then they'll work it out, and everything will be good. But until then, you know, that's fine. I'm sure they'll be reasonably restrained. Hopefully, they'll be reasonably restrained. If they're not reasonably restrained, then we will probably have issues, because you know, I'm not going.
You will show them how to be restrained.
Yeah, I'm not going around with somebody who's mindlessly violent. That's, to me, that's anathema. That's the absolute worst thing, is mindless violence.
I like that. That's nice. So you know, we've got a dwarf thief, a human swordmaster, and already you can see the way their minds are different to what a normal thief or swordmaster. I'm a dashing hero. Already, there's a difference in the way their characters are compared to what you would normally think.
And also, I think, as we both said, like how our someone else may perceive us, like I might look, or another person might look at your swordmaster and be like, so what you're saying is you're a pussy. Like he might think that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's someone would think that.
Well, if that's what you are welcome to your opinions. You know, you can think what you like about it.
And someone else would say, "Oh, you just nick stuff." But you know, we've both got a deep understanding of who we are.
I think this character's, you know, he doesn't really mind. You can call me a pussy. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. What harm's that going to do me? And the fact you might think I'm not very brave because I choose not to fight immediately. Again, what harm does that do me? You know, you're welcome to your opinion. Opinions are best gathered over time with thought. But if you wish to jump into an opinion, then fine, do it.
But then you'll be jumping onto the end of my sword.
No, not necessarily. I don't generally fight. I'm
Can't-
certainly
You
not.
you two have been thinking about your characters.
I'm
as a
certainly not going
player.
to fight people because they've got weird opinions or different opinions to how I would perceive things.
I've got a feeling my character's going to like you and you're not going to like my character.
I'm not going to dislike anybody. I'm envisaging him to being reasonably.
Unless it's a windling.
No. Even the windling. I mean, the warrior will be an interesting one, but at least it's Stick, not Chris, so it might be okay. Now.
And he might have his own kind of
Yeah.
perception that kind of isn't necessarily allied to yours, but at
that's
least
right.
is going on a parallel kind of line.
It will be interesting once the group is all together to see how the interaction works, and I think that's what we do. That's what we do in Earthdawn more so than we do in other games. Is there is a lot more character interaction. There have been sessions where we are literally just celebrating someone's name day, birthday, and there's no adventure written around it. It's just the characters in a bar talking, partying, and just being their characters.
Fucking.
And when you run sessions like that, then
So
you
you do a
think,
fucking job, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah,
I think that's what Earthdawn brings. Earthdawn over it, and again, literally repeating what I was saying earlier on, but because you're an adept, you have that kind of something that guides your character. You're not just. Sometimes I play games, and even though I've got kind of an idea of a character, they're still just like that guy who does that thing. Like, whereas in this, you are defined by that thing.
But the other great thing about Earthdawn is orcs.
you would say
Potentially.
that.
I'm surprised you didn't.
But I couldn't do another orc. But just orcs are just so good. Orcs are
Nick
brilliant.
had an old orc character called Rukesh, who was probably
Mental.
one of your.
I love
probably
Rukesh.
your most iconic character. I would
I
say.
love Rukesh. It was just the orc thing, but as a GM, you would think, right, you can be any race you like, but please don't play orcs. Because as a GM, you do not want somebody who will not listen to you when you drop soul hints like, go that way. Why? I'm going that way. No, go that way. No, I'm going that way. Okay, there's 10 trolls standing that way. Go that way. I'm going through the trolls.
And they also have a thing called Gahad,
Oh,
which is like a special little, like a button almost, like an emotional button. And if you say that thing, they just go mental. And that's super fun to play, but again, not
Again,
great
as a
for-
GM, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
As a
other
GM,
player
I'm like-
characters, not great.
I think
You imagine having 2 orcs in a group, your GM's just like,
Oh, and
oh.
one
Pretty
of them
much,
is like-
pretty much whatever is spoken, it's going to annoy one of them
Can
at
you
some
imagine
point.
if one of them was like, I hate when it's too hot, the other one's, I hate when it's too cold.
I think the good thing about an orc character is you can only allow decent players to play it. I couldn't
Really,
allow
yeah.
Chris to play an orc.
You'd also know where I was going because Rukesh was very, very, very predictable.
Yeah.
You could work out pretty much a week in advance what Rukesh would do at any one given point. Some of the player characters took a while, but I think it was pretty.
But it was the
easy.
way that when you were playing her, you wouldn't sit on the sofa or one of the chairs
No,
with us.
well-
You'd be sitting on the floor all hunched over. When someone bring the donuts in, we all might get one eventually after Rukesh has sat there and like, blah, blah, blah. Probably licked most of them. It was the characterisation was brilliant.
Yeah,
It was fantastic.
I know.
And she was a mess as well, wasn't she? She had gouged down her face, the eye was gone, lost a hand.
Lost a hand, yeah. Lots of bone. I mean, yeah, being hit in the face by a troll with an axe.
She had some other stuff happened as well, didn't she?
Yes, she'd been in horror marked.
Horror marked right
possessed.
from the start, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was horror marked. I mean, twice. She killed a horror. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
been there, done that.
She's an amazing character. Amazing
She's
character.
fun.
At some point, we will try to get her on screen.
Nope.
I do have an idea
She
for
very
a.
rarely kills other player characters.
Rarely.
What?
Not
She killed
really.
the troll?
No, to be fair, you killed most of the other player characters.
I only killed about 3 player characters with Rukesh.
Only 3 player characters.
They
Yeah,
do-
one of them was Rob. When Rob turned up as his troll, went, "Oh, you're an orc. You're my little cousin." And
They
she's
did
like,
all deserve
"No,
it.
fuck off. Leave me alone." "Oh, come on, we'll go outside and fight." And at that point, I was like, "Oh no!" Went outside, started a little fight between them, and as a warrior, troll warrior, one of his abilities is called Woodskin, where he toughens his flesh up, so it's like armour. So Rukesh and him, they've squared up, and Rukesh has gone bop, and he's gone, "Ooh, that hurt." Woodskin turned himself to wood. Rukesh has gone, "Oh, we're using talents, are we? In that case, claw," killed him.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad about that.
And Rob's like, "But, yeah, but
So Somebody brought him back though, didn't they, the bugger?
I wasted 500.
Wasted
bloody...
a huge amount of money on a
Yeah.
bloody potion to bring the useless shit back.
Oh man.
Oh, and that's another thing about Earthdawn. Killing is wrong. I mean, obviously killing's always wrong, but I mean specifically in Earthdawn, there is quite a big deal about killing, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's like you don't do it unless it's like the be all and end all. It's not. It's
You
not
should-
like a.
yeah.
I don't know whether that's an actual thing or it's just the way we play it.
It was a name. You weren't certainly supposed to be killing name givers, were you? Because you
No.
appreciated life more.
Yeah, especially because of all
We
the
generally
horrors.
certainly try and do that. The problem with it is
Unless they're Therans.
you're doing really. It's your damage step plus your strength step, isn't it? To damage.
Well, as I recall, because you've got a separate unconscious rating, that makes things a bit easier.
Yes.
D12,
Not
D10.
for you. No, not for you. Back in the day.
Yeah, but D12, D10.
Oh, because you're two-headed swording.
D12, D10. If you max out on one of those,
What's the
that's that person out of combat and potentially out of this existence, isn't it?
two-headed sword? Step 7.
Yeah, 7, and because my strength is now 6.
It's 13.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I said, I don't envisage combat taking a whole length of time.
Ugh, yuck. So how many hits have you got?
I have got 32 to my unconscious, 40 to death.
Whoa. So, you got any armour?
I have got 3 points of physical armour.
What
It's
you
a
got?
little poncy leather armour. Why am I going to buy armour? I'm a fucking thief.
Yeah, fair enough.
If I get
Fair
hit,
enough.
something's gone wrong.
Why am I going to go? Likewise. Exactly likewise. If I get hit, something's gone wrong.
I think you and I are on parallel lines.
Yeah,
I think both are like, combat? No, let's
No,
not.
that's right. That's right.
Let's try not to if we can.
Okay. Obviously, as I said, because it's
That's
such a
what I
small
want to
place,
buy.
you're going to know people, you're going to know
What's
places.
that little goods thingy?
So a
Some
lot
spare money.
of that I'm just going to leave to you when you. What are you after?
Crossbow, light crossbow.
Oh, a light crossbow.
I think that's the only one I can carry.
A light crossbow is going to cost you 50,
Yeah, I have that easy.
and our bolts, I suppose,
Yeah, no,
15.
yeah, fine.
And you have your point to take your skill in light crossbow, so you can actually use it.
I don't have missile weapons. I won't take a light crossbow.
It is a skill. You can take a skill if you want to shave
No,
a point off someone and then put a skill in.
No,
it.
for some reason I thought I had it.
No,
You
didn't
might
have
get
to,
it
did
much
you?
a bit like bit
I'll
higher.
get it second.
So another question is, I mean, yes, you've heard of each other because you are adepts. Do you actually know each other? It makes no difference to me or the adventure,
I'll
one
miss
way
it
or
either
another.
way.
I don't really mind. I mean, I don't envisage my guy as being particularly social, but on the other hand, he's quite a decent guy. So he will help people out if he sees people in trouble, and he will do favours for people because why not? So he's a nice guy.
And I've probably, as a thief, I've become less social. I'm probably social in my family group. I enjoy being social. However, as a thief, I've got to be more in the background, less.
We're unlikely to have known
Overt.
each other then, really,
No.
unless
Yeah,
we bumped
okay,
into each
that's
other or
cool.
something.
That's cool. But you would have heard the name.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of which, Nick,
Redemption. Which shortens to Red, which sadly my master probably hates and won't call me by. And then I imagine he calls me idiot all the time.
he calls you a lot of things. Red isn't one of them, and redemption isn't one of them.
No.
It's probably oi.
Yep, that's what
You. Oh, there's a story there.
Yep.
Your parents hated you, didn't they?
Well, I think they hated each other, to be honest. I think I was the byproduct.
Dwarfy?
I am Draven the Fourth, Gerrick Kinian Stoneheart.
Okay.
Do you go at the beginning or the end?
I'm known for the beginning. Draven. Fourth of my name. Gerrick Kinian.
I hope the other three were a little bit more successful.
Father was an architect.
Oh,
Did
still,
very
still alive?
Still alive, still an architect.
Still an architect. Well, that's good, because that's what architects do. They make things. So you're 17, you're
19.
19. Yeah,
I have.
lovely.
Oh God, so we've got descriptions and all that. haven't we?
Yeah.
Think of immediate distinguishing features.
Well, you don't need to. That you can bring that in when I actually get you two together, which won't take very long. Dum, 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 dum. No, there's no thrash metal in this today, I'm afraid, gentlemen. So it's another day, and the thing about Kaer life is,
Start.
no, it's not, because what each of these areas has is in the centre, at the ceiling, is a large light crystal.
Okay.
And it's magicked up in such a way that during the day you have daylight, and as night comes, or what the perceived time of what nightfall would be, it dims
Okay. So
and then
we're
darkens.
we're used to a
so
light
you do
period and a
have
dark
a day cycle, and when it dulls and it goes dark, they have lots of tiny little light crystals in to get the effect of stars.
period, which you might have read about in a book, but that's it otherwise.
Yeah.
I've heard stories. I'm hoping that one day I can find a proper breeze.
They will need to hear
Yeah, sorry.
breeze. That sort of breeze. Okay.
Almost exactly not that sort of breeze, because you can find that sort of breeze anywhere and in any given tavern.
As long as there's mushrooms, who cares?
Yes, that's right.
I'm not sure about the whole sky thing though. It just goes on forever.
It's a strange one, but given that we're never actually likely to see one, there's more important things to worry about, I suppose.
It's true.
There's always things to worry about. And if you worry about, you can't worry about too much.
Well, it's be fact you're not an elf. But he'll die, didn't he? So, let's be honest, just throw you again straight away. Because each of your masters is, at this precise moment, teaching you something. Yours is teaching you how to clean his knee, because he fell over and scuffed his knee. Yes, he was drunk and he's like, patch it up, we've got to go out. And yours is like, oh, we've got to go out tonight. Oh, I think so what to do. Oh yeah, your name is Sylphis. 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 Oh, I've got to go to meet tonight and I want to do things. Oh, you know what, that means you're going to have to come with me and keep me company. Lucky.
Okay. That's where you're going.
You'll find it when we get there. We're going to a tavern. Won't that be fun? Oh, there'll be drinks and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, why did I get the dwarf? Why did I get the dwarf? Did I have a
There's no
vault?
one there. You're not talking to anyone.
Maybe I'm talking to the passions. Maybe they've cursed me. For all the goodness I have brought to this care, they've cursed me with you. A stone chewer.
Stone heart.
Oh, I prefer stone chewer or stone eater, which you get called a lot that, don't you? Dwarves.
Sadly, yes.
Right, anyway, we're off to
You're the one who's cursed.
we're off to Caldans. We've got to go to Caldans. Get my best shirt. One that hasn't got vomit on it.
I've cleaned that one anyway.
Oh well, that's all right then. Quickly, quickly. Well, come on then.
I'm ready.
You help the old chap into his shirt.
Not that button, so it's not going to last.
What about the ones further down?
Yeah, you can. The bottom two will go. Yeah, but not the third one.
No, the bottom two are held, but the
failed to have a reflex.
the man flesh is.
Or as I call it, the morning. Oh, shooter.
So you go from wherever you are, your masters are trudging along, yours is trudging along. He's not happy about this for some reason. The windling is off ahead of you.
I would use it as practice to, sneak from point to point and try and avoid being seen and blend into the crowd as we pass from place to place.
You do that, and after a while you get to the central bit where you have to go through to get to the things, and he's like, where the fuck did he go? Sign through. Remember, one day,
Of course.
at least one night.
One night.
Same. And you get to Caldans. Now, Caldans is literally in one of these. It's here. It's number 2, which is there. So you come through the
I
gates.
don't have to sign. This is where we
Oh, you live here, so you're okay then. But yeah, he doesn't have to live here. So you walk down this street, nice, beautiful little lake here, picturesque little scenery, and there's the tavern just there. Cracking little tavern. You will know of it by reputation. You've walked past it enough.
I've heard of it, but
You've
I don't
heard
believe
it.
I've ever been in it.
You've
so
heard of
why
it.
would I go in
Oh,
there?
it smells good.
Expensive
As you
tavern.
like, smells like... That does not smell like mushroom. Inside, it's only a small bar as such, but it is very, very busy with people. Excuse me! Hey! Let's just see. You two get there first. You open the door.
And I meet up. Oh yeah, no. So we didn't have to go.
He flutters over to the bar, lands on the bar. He's a windling. Windlings are only up to 15 inches high with wings. Think a fairy. Lands on the bar. Goes, Earthdawn, I'm here for a meeting. Yes, little sir. You won't be going through the door there. Thank you. Wait out here. And then 15 minutes later, you come in. Doors burst open.
Somewhere like.
Sylphan the Red steps in, sways a little. Meeting! Through there, sir. Wait out here. Stomps off. Door opens. The door they've gone through, it's the same door, just off to one side. There's the bar. You know of that name. And saying you're like,
I'm just going to go stand in the corner because I certainly haven't got the money to afford a drink.
you
here
both stand.
and it's time.
You sort of mooch over to one corner,
that's it,
and you
it's
sort of mooch into a corner, and you didn't see him in the corner, and you're both like, you're both sort of standing there next to each other, like.
So you were in with the red.
Apparently he has a meeting. He doesn't really tell me what he's doing, so I'm just waiting for him. I think he's
Wine Master also doesn't tell me what he's doing.
Masters, eh? It's not, this is a bit, I'm not really used to this tavern, and I can't actually afford
Excuse me, sirs!
drink here.
And it's the dwarf proprietor. I do believe drinks are for you over here.
Oh, that's very kind of you, sir. Thank you very much indeed.
And he points to a table that's been cleared for you, just sort of near the
Blessings on you and all your children.
And to you, sir. Yep, there's a table, there's 2 tankards, it's foaming liquid in it, and there's also 2 glasses there and a bottle.
That's very good.
Perfect beer opportunity.
If there's anything else you'd be wanting, sirs, feel free to call me or Daisy over there. And there's a young dwarf girl zipping through with trays of food and ale.
It's good to meet you. I'm Draven Stoneheart.
Redemption.
Redemption. That's an unusual name, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's okay. I answer to Red mainly and
Red.
various other things, but it's
Well met.
great.
How are you and yours?
I'm. There's really only me, I'm afraid. So I'm fine, thank you. Yes, good. And how are you?
I'm well. My family are happy, and their happiness makes me happy.
That's good. Yeah, that is good. Nice to have a happy family.
The door to the side room opens up, and your boss looks out. I'm just going to call you Red as well to confuse everybody now. Where's the drinks?
I should bring them, shall I? Yes, Master.
And you do see him turn around, and you do just catch a snippet. You're like, are you sure about this? It's what the council wanted, but they're useless. Just come in and we'll talk more.
Well, I know what he drinks because I've seen him drink many, many times before.
Many
So I'm guessing the
times.
2 foaming taverns, or is it he's going to be a foaming tavern?
No,
sort of person, isn't he?
he does drink foaming tavern stuff.
So this is the thing. Here we have 4 drinks. I know my master is a foaming tavern sort of foaming tavern.
He's
Foaming tank.
It's something, all right.
What would your master be drinking?
Wine.
Okay, so would you like to pour a relative amount, and then I'll take the drink. Okay,
Thank you.
and I'll go and sort of knock respectfully at the door and.
Door
elbow.
opens. It's a small room. There's the door you've come in by, and there's one other door, 4 windows, and there's the table. There's 3 or 4 seats at it, but there's only the Windling standing on the table, and Red who time. Go on, off with you.
So, would you rather the wine or the beer?
I'm more of a beer
Well,
dwarf myself.
we'll try the wine then. I'm sure it's
You're both
delicious.
like, ooh.
That smells good.
It's sort of-
It does smell.
do you know what? Give me perception rolls.
Ooh, stats.
Yes, this is going to be a fairly easy task.
Doesn't matter when you're rolling one dice. Then get a 1.
Oh, the good thing is I got double what you got.
First dice roll to 1! Oh.
We haven't got a fucking clue.
Start as you mean to go on.
So you both got your drinks and you're like, okay,
Doesn't taste nice.
where's the
Weird.
mushroom?
Yeah.
There's
Eatable mushroom.
there is no mushroom flavour in that at all.
I suppose it's an acquired taste, perhaps.
Just, I must admit I was expecting it to be better than that. It's a little disappointing. Oh well, life.
Life
Cheers.
indeed.
Evening,
For
Very
you.
good health.
evening, gents. I'm Daisy. Do you want something with mushrooms in?
Perhaps,
If you have, please. I would prefer that, to be honest, if that's not any trouble.
please. Maybe a chaser or something little to go with it.
I'll get you some. Leave with me.
It's very kind, and I'll kind of check her out on the way out.
She's kind of hot for a dwarf.
Well, I'm a dwarf, so she's kind of hot.
She's kind of hot, mate.
She's just kind of hot, full stop.
She's got like the braids. She's almost got them curled. Almost. One of them's curled nicely, and the other one's like. The other's like it's not.
I'm a teen of my race. All females of my race are just hot. That's how teens work.
It's the typical like the white top with the frilly arms and the low cut. Yeah, she comes back,
So the Aussie go swimming with little hairy women.
puts down some shot glasses and puts a bottle down. She goes, "That one's on the house as well. Just shout if you need anything, gents."
That's very
Thank you so
Daisy.
much.
And
What a nice lady.
off she scoots again.
I must admit, it seems to be they're very hospitable here, aren't they? Because I was concerned because, you know, I've heard that this is an expensive tavern and I'm not a rich person, you know?
I'm clearly wealth doesn't equal class. Yeah, I'm not exactly wealthy myself, but as you say, perhaps our masters are. They are, of course, adepts who are well respected.
And Spilvan, my master Spilvan, he must have some degree of money because, to be honest, he goes to taverns an awful lot. So I assume that he's got the money to do that. So yeah, I guess that's why his life goes to taverns.
The master Spilvan.
Spilvan, yes.
Mine is Sylphus. They have strangely similar names.
Yes. I'm sure they're not related.
I imagine not.
Perception rolls, please.
They are. Both way.
Hold on, one of them does look like a cock. Oh.
6, 1. Hey!
They are related. Now you mentioned
Gotta
it.
love those one dice rolls.
Use another sip of that. Maybe I should have had the vodka shot first before the. You've heard something smash in the other room.
In the room where they're talking, it would appear things are getting heated.
Oh, my master Canon has got a bit, he sort of winces slightly, he has got a bit of a temper when these things aren't going his way, it has to be said, particularly when he does like his drinking and he just can get argumentative.
Strangely, my master also has a temper, but I feel that sounded like something he wouldn't have been able to pick up.
Can I have another perception roll?
Probably not.
Almost certain.
Oh, really well.
8.
Oh, hello.
Hark, the herald angels
6.
sing.
Okay, you're both sitting there chatting. You haven't noticed the door open. It's a fucking map of the place either. Look at that. So you're all here, and that's the door obviously into the meeting room.
Yep.
So you're in there. You're at this table. Oh,
Right.
and you didn't even notice the door open because you're too busy like wine and ale. Ooh, bar staff. It's quite nice. It's nice and warm there. And every now and again, this door will open and you'll just get this waft of real food. And that doesn't smell like real meat.
It smells good.
It's not, oh, this is a mushroom burger or a mushroom steak. You know, this is like, I can almost smell the juices that are cooking. And this bloke comes walking past you. He almost looks, you kind of, because you know adepts look different. Their clothing's always patterned and nicely decorated because that's what they do. he's got robes that look like that, and he sort of walks past you guys and sort of knocks on the door.
Human?
He's waiting. Knocks again. And then the door's opened up and it's Fred. Oh, you made it then? Oh, come on. I haven't got all night. I've got some serious drinking to do. Oh, you still here, are you?
We were waiting on nice.
Good. Close the door.
We're supposed to still wait.
I imagine
And
that
then this-
with age and experience,
this younger-
certain-
A younger fellow sort of comes in and sort of gets to the door. As it closes, and he's like, oh. And just sort of turns around and sort of, it does look like you guys lost. He's like, right.
Excuse me.
Ahoy!
Ahoy.
You'll probably want to be sitting when you're waiting on
You're-
the meeting. And
Oh,
There we are.
oh. Masters, aren't they a bloody nightmare?
Individual.
Such a...
Well, we never end up like that.
I
Oh,
don't imagine.
passions. God.
Passions aid us.
Passions Ada, sorry. I certainly not.
Sorry,
Hopefully we can
I'm
learn
Severin.
lessons.
I am his helper. I'm not an adept. I'm not like you, gentlemen.
Oh, we're all still name givers. I am Draven Stoneheart, and this is my new friend Redemption.
Pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Sirs. in
I
fact.
believe that they'll get you a drink from behind the counter. They certainly do with us because
Oh.
we're waiting. So if you ask, there's a very nice young lady who comes round. If you ask her,
I'll try and catch her eye.
She's
She,
like, there you go.
excuse me, I've got a new person. Thank you.
Places them down and so
I
places them down. She says, thank you for calling. And as you sort of,
Oh, I shall fluff my last moustache.
Look at me, I've got facial hair.
so you don't have a full old beard.
So I've got a beard similar to, probably more trimmed than mine in real life, but I've got a big walrus moustache. Think Dick Strawbridge, the engineer guy. Big, like, barely see your mouth through it kind of thing. Very, and again, obviously it's always a cliche in a game like this, but very kind of nondescripty clothes. Definitely definitely more off the peggy type stuff than fancy looking. Looks kind of looser so that you can move around in it.
Stumpy fingers. Dwarf.
Yeah, whatever.
Try picking pockets with fingers like that.
It's magic. He does have a shoulder cloak type thing, like a little half shoulder cloak. I don't imagine we need proper big cloaks for weather or anything, so
No, the weather's a bit
That's fine.
boring, I guess.
Yeah, unless you've got the elementals zooming around because what's his name, Von Hoft or whatever his name, he wants to fly his little airboat. Weather's an irrelevance.
short kind of utilitarian haircut. His hair's the colour of kind of like a deep red auburn, rosewoody kind of colour. Slightly.
You're a ginger!
Deep red auburn rosewoody. Just say you're a ginger, you know.
Just
There's no
say you're a
shame.
fucking
There's
ginger!
no shame attached.
It's a rich, deep ginger.
You're a fucking
Slightly-
ginger!
Slightly larger, slightly pointed ears as a dwarf he be. Strange to see that he's got slightly more an olivey skin tone, which is we don't necessarily see a lot in the Kaer environment. Clearly, he's got that passed down from his line, as it were. Yeah.
My guy is
He's
fairly
dwarf, so he's 4 foot tall.
is fairly tall, fairly well built. He's obviously quite strong. He's blonde hair, and he's blonde hair and blue eyed. Actually, he could be quite attractive if only he learned to A, dress, and B, sort his hair out. He's basically got bulge. That's his haircut. It's like I haven't got any money. My master doesn't tell me what to do, and I haven't really got. So I'm just like, oh, go and get your haircut. It's got long. Very well. Can you do that again, please? Thank you. That's great. So I've got that, and I'm just wearing normal clothes. It's just utilitarian stuff. It's nothing special. at all.
Okay, so the guy that's just sat down with you, human years, he must be around about 15, 16. Freckly. One green eye, one blue eye. But he's very outgoing. His robes whereas the bloke that went before him had really flash robes. His are like so plain, it's ridiculous. You know, a couple of stains on them, but it's like, oh dear. It's going to be a long night, isn't it?
Have you travelled? You obviously haven't travelled far. But I don't believe I've seen your master before.
Well, council work normally. You must know Joran Hardhelm. He's the ambassador for Acorus.
Ah, okay. Yeah, of course. Yes, I've heard.
He's been very quiet recently.
I've not met him.
Very busy. Oh, we know of you. We have records on all of the adepts and the masters and everything. Oh, keeping notes on everything's tiresome.
But quite helpful, I suppose, because then you know.
Well,
keep tracks.
oh, Dwarf's gone already, is he? I thought dwarves had better bladders.
No, I believe he's just taking opportunities to go and
Oh, he's ordering nuts.
to the young lady. He seems to be quite attracted.
Nice place though, this isn't
It
it?
is. It's very nice, yes. And it's also especially good is that apparently, well, I don't know how many free drinks we can have, but we can certainly have some
Well,
free
apparently
drinks.
we're allowed this many at least.
Oh, what?
Excellent.
Brilliant. Did you know? This is after a drink or two. Several times. Did you know that you two are 2 of the last 4 adepts in the camp? Apart from the masters and others, you're the only 4 that are,
Apart from others, we're the only.
the ones that are
We
learning,
don't like to be
growing, training stuff. You're the only 4 of you. 4. After you realise after you, there's no one. If we don't get out of this care before the horrors decide to leave, there'll be no one. There'll be no adepts.
More might be born, perhaps.
Someone will learn. There has to be adepts.
You can't learn to be an adept. I can't learn to be an adept
Why not? What's stopping you?
because I'm not an adept. I'm just me.
What if your son was an adept or your daughter was an adept?
Yeah, my father and mother weren't adepts. And yet here I am.
How do you know they're your mother and father then?
I appreciate you are tipsy and
I take
allow
notes.
that
I'm
slide.
a note taker of all things. That's all I'm good
I'm
for.
sure that wasn't meant as an insult, although it wasn't
Oh,
diplomatically.
oh, did
placed,
you? Oh, I'm
as
sorry.
can see.
No, it's this drink. It's a bit potent, isn't it? And you're sitting there, you're like,
Now you mention it, it is a
Oh.
little pokey. Yeah.
oh, No, you're the last ones we have at the moment.
I'm sure there will be more.
The vote's getting nearer. I reckon by the festival, we will know.
Vote for what?
Expedition. Retrieval. It's funny how a lot of the important people don't want us leaving. They're all dead set against it, they are. Dead set.
Of course they are. There's horrors outside. Of the religious whatnot is for this frame of reference.
Yes, but I heard last year one of the mages was looking at the ball. Apparently it's lower than it should be outside.
That's what they said in the last exhibition.
No, 50 years ago. And that was only a bunch of elves.
Only a bunch of them.
Oh.
True, it wasn't.
So, yeah. Did you know that in history files, it's been covered up that there was dwarves everywhere?
have access to such.
But you bloody well hope not. You're not a scribe, are you? I am a scribe. And he has actually stood up, and a couple of people like, well done, boys. Sit down and shut up.
Take it.
Yes, I'm a scribe. One of the best.
Do you calligraph?
No,
Whatever
I
the
just
singular of calligraphy
I
is.
just sit this way normally. Oh, what day. Oh. No.
It seems a shame that with information one can't add artistic temperament as well.
I have too much to keep notes of. It feels just right much my little bit.
Please do. Please take as long as you need and as
Desire.
long as we want.
He sort of wobbles off that way for a bit.
Keep no eye on you. Man is a drunkard and a fool.
He certainly can't hold his beer as well as my master can, but there we go. I don't suppose many people can.
And you two have been sipping the potent stuff whilst like having glugs of the normal stuff. Like,
We don't know how long they're going to be, do we?
No, but I can't be drunk when my master turns out. He will not like
No,
that. If I'm
right.
more drunk than he
I
is,
didn't realise that
then he will be.
other stuff's a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, normally I'm alright, but that seems a bit potent.
I'm not used to this. I only drink. He makes me drink sometimes. He feels I should drink with him sometimes, so I can drink to some degree.
How your path is your own.
He likes me to drink with him sometimes. So it makes him happy, so therefore I will do it. He's my master.
Ah, yes, that is the thing that we all suffer with.
He does sometimes. He doesn't like drink.
I don't mean to ask you anything untoward, but do you sometimes feel as someone with a master, your ideas behind your discipline are not necessarily entwined with theirs, perhaps?
Oh, all the time. Well, we've had we sat down.
thank fuck for that.
We sat down quite early on, and we had a long discussion which involved Master getting a bit violent at times and shouting really rather a lot. And in the end, he just said, "Go your own way." Then you, anyway, he said some other words after that. And he still teaches me, but he feels that my brain is flawed, and I'll never amount to a proper sword master because of how my brain is.
Sword? Wow.
That's what he says, but to be honest, he
Perhaps
says
they're just teaching us in their own way, and they know more than us about the world and its ways, and they maybe I'm making.
I don't know. I mean, Master Spilvan is clearly a very, very competent person, and he's very good at what he does, and he's someone I aspire to in a lot of ways, but not always. I don't want to be like him. You know, there will come a time when I will feel, and like he's told me several times, that you know, there's nothing more he can teach me.
I suppose even the first adepts, they picked their own way when there were no adepts before them. They decided their own destiny.
And yes, you decide that's what I want. And to be honest, then I don't know really how much he's saying, how much is true in that. But to be honest, I'd be quite happy to go out the door. If we die there, we die there. But I don't think there's a destiny somewhere. And
That's one way of looking at it.
but it's not here, is it? You don't feel? My master is my master, but I find I'm answering him back more than I used to. There was a time when I would just do whatever he wanted me to do, but now it's sometimes you just like, of course I will mend your clothes and you know, repair
Mend
you.
his clothes.
He falls over and scrapes himself sometimes, so I do mend his clothes on occasion, and I do.
Forgive me for asking, when you say you mend his clothes, what does that have to do with the discipline of Swordmaster? Is that something that I am unaware of?
He is my master. Because
Well, of course, we all do things.
I have no family, so therefore I live at his sufferance. So if he requires me to clean his trousers because she's been drunk, then I do it. But I don't see how that makes me a better swordmaster.
I would agree. I feel they have little to do with each other.
And I feel it would be nice to... There's something, you know, there'll be a time when I will thank my master for all the aid he's shown me, but will happily make my own path.
But you can't surely want to go outside.
Where else do I go?
But what if there are still horrors?
Well,
What
it's
if
not...
there's still horrific things wandering the earth? And they don't just attack you and kill you, they make your soul suffer for all eternity. You can't surely accept that over washing his breeches.
I can.
His breeches must be dirty indeed.
His breeches are dirty indeed. But I have had two stages in my life. This is the second stage in my life. It's been going on for quite a few years now, and I think it's coming to an end. So then I will begin a third stage of my life, and I'm not sure how the third stage of my life can be here. I think the third stage of my life has to be somewhere else.
I would imagine the trick of being, as you say, a swordmaster, not something I have any knowledge about at all, and forgive me if I ever suggest otherwise, that it must be tricky being in a confined area where one can practice one's skills so rarely.
There is that, because obviously the vast majority of the sword work I do is obviously just practice. I mean, I practice against my master when he's in the mood.
And practice is no bad thing, of course.
Yeah, of course, and I practice on myself all the time. You know, you must practice yourself. You must practice yourself. So, yes. But actual genuine fights, well, I'm quite happy. It doesn't happen very often. People know who I am. Occasionally I get a drunk who wants to fight, you know, and usually, almost always, I can walk away from that. Sometimes I haven't been able to. But thankfully, my master always wanted me to learn something of the healing path, and I did actually peruse. He actually got me a book at some point. So I'm a reasonable physician now. I can, to some degree, mend people, which is very helpful if I do get into a fight I don't want to get into. I can usually work out what needs to be done afterwards.
If you don't mind me saying, that's part of combat that I would not have imagined you to be on the side of.
Well, it helps. You need to know the body to fight. So to fight correctly, you must know where the vitals are, you know, which side somebody is quicker from. You should watch somebody, you know, the whole point when you're fighting is that you know which blows will disable. You know, which says that first combat, but that's irrelevant. You know which blows will disable, you know where to hit somebody to stop a fight quickly. So you do know a reasonable amount about the workings of the body, and my master was very keen. I think he saw something in me. Also at home I'd learned that a little bit as well because of my family situation, and he was quite keen. I followed that learning on, and he did actually once, when he was in a very good mood, he did actually get hold of a book for me to borrow for quite a long time, which was a very interesting book about bodies. So yes, I do know something of that.
I have to say, I would never have imagined, again, I would never imagine the swordmaster have that kind of knowledge. You hear about adepts of other paths, and you make assumptions as is.
But it's like you as a thief. You would also be.
I was a thief?
I would know that. Didn't we say we knew each other as adepts?
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if we knew each other as adepts, I'd know you as an adept.
Ask that question.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was the understanding.
Yeah.
But But therefore, you would be the best person to protect something as well, because you would know how somebody would go about removing it, and therefore you would also know how to stop that. So if I, for instance, had something very valuable that I did not want to go missing, then perhaps I would go to somebody like yourself and say, right, this is my problem, help me, and I will reward you in some way. So you can do the reverse, which I can as well.
Look at that.
That's a very good point. This is why we're in the world, to experience other
Door
people's point
opens.
of view
Red.
and learn more.
Here you are. Oh, get somebody else from the iron behind the bar. I need another drink.
So,
Make it good this time.
that's a nice one.
The smoke from here.
In the game.
It's going to be an interesting evening, I'm sure. Would you like to order your
I suppose I would. Hello, Daisy.
One minute.
Of course, I appreciate you're busy.
Has Dicky bloke come back yet?
No.
Good.
Who cares?
She comes back and she's not looking
I
happy.
care. I want him to come back.
She comes back, she's not looking happy. What can I do for you?
We were just hoping to get some more drinks if that's possible. Is there something wrong?
Oh, bloody orcs over there. Why are they coming here? Well, do you want it here?
We are going through to the other.
Go through and I'll get it brought to you.
I don't know if any of your staff know what the red would.
Spilvan wants his
Spilvan,
special drink or something.
It's special.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it brought over.
Thank you so much.
She's very kind.
Nice lady.
As she goes, I'll
Wait! Lose my fingers.
I'll reverse kind of pickpocket into her hand a couple of coins.
Well, you better give us a roll then.
I better.
Thank God there's no traps involved until you get to like circle 4 because you'd be buggered.
Pew! 12!
Woohoo!
Max that out. Re-roll and add. Oh yes!
What a bloody waste.
24 lots.
33.
Not only has he put
33.
money into her purse without her knowing, he's taken her bra, panties, warmed them for an hour.
Yeah, give them a good sniff and then put them back on her.
Oh, I love exploding dice sometimes.
She's just like, and you didn't even see him move.
No,
It's
I
like,
didn't. I'm
yeah,
just
if you
like,
wouldn't-
okay.
But obviously, all it's I want her to know that it's me somehow.
No, you were too good.
I
You
was
were
too
too
good.
good. You were too good.
Ah.
Bugger.
Unless you put a note in, which you
Yeah.
didn't, she's going to get to the bar or probably home later and go, where did this?
Yeah, that's right.
It is
Sadly,
like-
you were too sodding good.
You were
There's no
too
way
good.
she knows it was you.
And you can put a note in it, but
All you can do,
awesome.
you just have to tell her later or drop some little subtle hint into this.
You were just, you're there just sitting there
Hope
going,
your left bra cup is a little bit tinglier than it was when you came out.
I hope your cups runneth over. Oh yeah.
I just assumed she's a cold-hearted bitch. Just like, fuck you, slag. Anyway, back in.
So you go in, and you've got the bloke in the robes sitting in the corner. You would like to think he was sitting next to a darkened corner, but it's not a very darkened corner. The Windling is still sitting on the table. He's pacing up and down. If there was like a thimble to kick, he'd probably be kicking it. And Red is just like slumped over 2 chairs.
I'll give him his drink and stand back. My usual thing. Drink,
Sit down.
Move back. Oh, okay.
And
Is it just these 3 in the room?
yep, there's a knock knock. Get a door.
Get the door.
And it's Daisy. There's your treat.
Oh, we can.
I won't. I'll take the drinks and I'll slightly confused expression. Not a clue. Get used to it.
she just walks off, and just before she leaves, she just sort of closes the door. And he sort of looks at the bloke, and the bloke's like, he looks at the Windling, and the Windling's like, it's what they want. And someone's like, right, it appears we've got to keep you 2 together. The council have decreed, as you are the last of the adepts, we have to like make sure you're looked after in case the passions preserve us, something nasty happens. So you spend a bit more time with each other. He's looking at you. He's just
But he hates me. He's not going to like you. You know, doesn't like anybody. People who
now
bring him
I'm
drinks.
sure there's a reason for this. You know, maybe the council like keeping all the young'uns together, if you know what I mean. And the Windling's
Literally
like,
no idea.
No, not a clue what he's talking
the
about.
Windling's like,
Has he been
Sylvan,
pervy or has he been
Sylvan,
weird?
there's no need. You just sit down and drink. This is. Well, my friends, it would appear that the council, in their esteemed intellect, have decided that all the adepts that we have left must be kept together for some such purpose. So, what we're going to do is, there are 2 other young adepts that we've yet to speak to, but we're having to bring them together. Isn't it exciting? Obviously, something epic and something that the passions are going to love is going to happen.
They're going to want us to go out the gate, aren't they?
Silver's up. And the bloke gets up and leaves through the back door. There is a room. He does sort of look at Silver and then he sort of flutters and lands on his shoulder.
Sticks his tongue in his ear, doesn't do anything.
Oh no, he pulls a dagger out and just sort of and you know when your master's having a snore, and when his eyes flicker and the tongue lolls, you know he's not moving. He's
safe time. Then I can pee in his mouth.
Is there a mysteriously appearing wet pants?
As soon as that tongue drops, you know he's not moving for hours. You can have a party on his fucking head. He will not move. And he's like,
if I was a badder person,
stab.
I'm a nice person.
Stab.
No, it's asleep.
It would appear that the council is getting to a point where the numbers 4 are outweighing the numbers against. There is a chance that a second expedition will take place. Now this is not publicly known, this must be kept quiet. But what we need you to do is spend time together, learning your arts, how you complement each other, because if we are sending you out, I personally think it's silly. I think you're not ready.
I wonder why we would be sent at all.
I wonder why, if it was so well, they would argue then that they shouldn't let their scribes drink.
Yeah, there was a
because it's possibly less secret now.
scribe fellow who was
Talking about this quietly.
As I said, this is just something that might happen. There will be a meeting between the council members before the celebrations. It will probably be announced at the celebrations. I think this is silly. I don't think, and it does. I don't think you're ready for this.
I agree full-heartedly.
There is so much more I can teach you, and you're like, you ain't taught me fuck all, you little shit. I've taught you so much. You're such a good learner. I'm like, you've taught me nothing.
That's nice. That's how I envisage a master-student
he
relationship should be. Not like, no,
hasn't sworn at him once yet.
No, he hasn't hit me or
And
anything.
he goes,
weird.
I am proud of what you've become. I am. I really am.
This just isn't how masters behave.
But I just don't think.
That's very kind of you, but I also disagree with the readiness of myself and feel that
It's-
the outside
if this is the
a big,
will of the council,
terrifying place.
but there are still votes to be cast. So for now, I'm just letting you know that it's a possibility that they might send out a second expedition. I don't think we're ready. I still think there are horrors out there. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, some money has been left behind the bar. You have the rest of the night off. Enjoy yourselves. Plot and plan, I guess. I have things to attend. I have something for you to do in the next day or two. It might be a good chance for you both to see if you can work together.
Oh, of course, I'm happy to.
Tell you what, have the rest of the night off. Enjoy yourselves, and then tomorrow, midday, meet me. Yeah, there.
It's
It's
overground.
Meet me at the
Just outside where we are in a minute.
yeah, the statue there.
Oh, and this is what used to be Tomb Zeman, that is now like an empty pillar, I guess.
No, it's that one there.
Ah, sorry.
It's just outside where we are.
Gold Code. Gold Court.
Yeah, because we're in two,
I'll,
which is looking out that window. Midday.
I can make sure there's a room here for you for the night. Enjoy yourselves.
Right.
He sort
Normally
of,
take my
he
master
spins
home.
around, looks at the goes, leave this with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, go. And he's sort of listening. If
Master's
a little windling on a table could usher two grown people out of a room, he just did, because you're like, why are we back in the bar?
Your master is truly charming. That must be nice. You know, learning from somebody obviously as well. He's thoughtful, respectful.
I'm sure I've learnt many things from him. I'm not 100% sure of what they all are, but
You haven't learned how to fly, have you?
his lessons are esoteric and complex, shall we say.
It's, yeah, but he seems a very nice.
As far as a fellow name giver, he's incredibly pleasant, and I cannot ask for more than that.
He does talk a lot, though. He is very touchy.
The bugger is, of course, you've now got a good quality windling, and possibly slightly less good quality windling.
Well, the thing is this windling is an older windling.
How do you feel now we're here and we have the...
They are touching each other appropriately? Oh, no.
No, now we're here and we have the time to actually enjoy this tavern. I'm feeling a bit peckish. Are you not feeling hungry, perhaps?
Well, I don't believe I've ever eaten anything that smells as good as it's coming out of that kitchen. And I must admit, it's very, very tempting, isn't it? It's just. Ooh.
I wouldn't obviously want to abuse our master's hospitality, however,
but if they have,
it has been offered.
Yeah.
And it would be rude of us to disincline
I must admit, it's very, very tempting
their
indeed.
request.
It's very, very tempting indeed. Yeah, it smells absolutely gorgeous.
Perhaps just a smidgen.
Just a smidgen.
It would be rude to throw it back in their face. Can we have
Some
7 of everything!
Daisy comes
18
back
fried
over.
chickens, just pour them into my face.
Still here? I thought they'd gone.
We'll be here for the rest of the night. I believe you have rooms upstairs. Pre-prepared for
Do
us.
you?
Indeed we do.
I will check into that to work out what rooms you're in. To make sure the rooms are perfectly prepared
I
for
have
you.
no
sirs.
doubt they will be glorious.
I imagine I'm crap at seeing male-female interplay because
You're
I
like-
say little of it, so I'm just like, that's nice, he's being polite to the barmaid who's supposed to be charming.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean,
Nice human being. No, sorry, nice dwarf. Nice dwarf.
I mean, you've noticed occasionally when they're talking, she like rests her elbow on and she's like,
His eyes are kind of occasionally boop.
and then she does lean forward slightly because she's obviously, and you're like, it must mean something in the dwarven culture. But
That'd be lovely, thank you, Joan.
Well, I'm wondering what
Says
that
the dwarf.
thud at the bottom of the table is. I'm not quite sure what that means.
I wonder whether that drunken scribe did look around for the drunken scribe. No? I'll just go and check he's not around or something. Yeah.
No sign of him.
He's probably staggered home.
Yeah.
His master left her, I believe.
Yeah, his master left,
So probably took him with him by
yeah,
a year, I hope. Hasn't taught him a thing or two.
So what did you want from Daisy anyway, apart from
Food.
what would you like?
Food. I don't know.
We were going to tentatively explore our budget, as it were.
What is your budget?
We don't know. We were told some money's been left behind. We've got the rest of the night off, etc., etc.
Well, gents, what we're gonna do is
You know all that stuff that's coming out of the kitchen. We're going to send away.
we're
Take away
just
from you.
I'm
and
just
you
gonna
get
go have a
fresh
word
and
with the chefs, and I'll have something special brought to you.
Before you,
I would want to live here.
before you do, just feel that if there was
You've got starry eyes. We should go sit on the steps and look at the stars one night.
that would be the most excellent day. I forgive me, I don't believe I introduced myself earlier on. I am Draven Garrick, Kinian Stoneheart. It's a pleasure to meet you. I do hope that you and all of your family are very well.
We all are. Thank you very much for asking. Shall I go sort the food?
That would be most gracious of you. You are truly an excellent hostess.
It's now gone beyond being polite.
Yeah,
to
you're
being
like,
a bit weird now. This is a bit weird.
Bloody dwarves.
So strange is this, and it's a little. I did think, I don't really like looking at stars, and my master usually finds things to be do around that time. So no, sorry.
At night.
No.
You bend over and... Yeah. A little later, his platter is brought out, and she sort of like, it's all meat on this platter. Hey, places it down. Enjoy. And she brings over two very large tankards of frothiness. Places them down. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
And off she goes.
I'll watch her go and then.
And then he's going to have some food. After he's relived his fantasy.
It's lots of different pieces of meat. Lots of meat.
Actual meat and actual
Yeah,
veg.
you're sort of looking at it and your mouth dribbling, just smelling it. And so, I'll have some of that. And his fucking orky hand just comes over, grabs one of the whole chickens.
Sir.
Cheers!
Sir.
Excuse me, I
Yeah?
don't believe that was.
Believe
for
it was
you.
what?
I don't believe that was for you.
Oh, was it yours, was it?
Yes.
Yes, it was
Oh.
ours. There's
Want
no
me
one
to sit here or do you want me just to walk away with this big chicken? Or
ever told you shouldn't steal things.
dunno, I ain't no thief.
But you have just taken
Clearly
our
not.
chicken.
I'm having them ribs next.
You didn't, sir. Please go away.
He's like crunching through the bones of the chicken.
Perhaps you just take that and be on your way.
Fucking intense. And he storms off and he dumps himself on a table there-ish with two other orcs. And he sort of sits down, drops the chicken, sort of, and they're having a little bit of a giggle to themselves.
Couth gentleman. Still, he could probably spare the chicken.
And you do
It'd
see
be
that
nice if they'd been a bit more polite.
at this point Daisy's behind the bar and she sort of looks up, she's like,
I figure I've still got the sword on me back because, I haven't put it anywhere, so,
You mustn't.
It's been Couth. Still, we've still got.
We have more food than we
let's
can eat
just-
between us, so
We'll keep an eye.
we'll try.
We'll just keep a bit of an eye on that table just in case they start wanting over.
Quickly, shall we?
Yeah.
They may not be.
Oh,
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
the ribs are fantastic. They're obviously done in a mushroom sauce.
You, I assume.
Yes.
Why you're up, Poggy?
Oh, yeah.
They're done in a mushroom sauce and they are beautiful. But yeah, 3 orcs and they've been like,
Weird orcs, isn't it? Strange.
oh, come to daddy. Yes. Yeah. My God.
I like wanted a bit more.
Needless to say, you start eating it. God, you've never had food like this. Never. This is. You have no idea what your toilet requirement's going to be tomorrow, and at the moment,
Wow, that's
you don't
strong,
really
isn't it?
care. And the beer that she's put in front of you, no idea. If you understood what mead was, or you knew what honey was, you'd be like, oh my God, all over this. But this is thick, sweet.
So I'm now made of sugar and saturated fat, is what you say.
That tastes normal.
That is actually pretty true.
But oh my God,
The beaters.
the meat. Oh, this is. Yeah.
It's so juicy. I can't believe I've got it all in by myself, and I don't care at all.
You're going to be smelling that for the next month.
I don't mind.
Where are the vegetables? You don't get vegetables with a meat platter. And even though you're stomping and eating your way through this, no one has given you a second glance.
Because they're all doing.
If anyone
But
has,
more than
they're
we are.
like, ha
You're them doing the thing that you do.
It's a kind of in-joke is obviously meat platter, first timers. The meat virgins get their meat things ripped.
Yeah. I have no problem with that at all.
I haven't got a problem with that either.
I've tried the thing. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love the sweet and the tang and the. Oh, well.
Every time you think that's the best thing,
No, there's
You try something else.
Oh, I know.
No.
Oh, so good. And the sauce, and then you think, I'll have a bit of that on that sauce and a bit of that on that sauce. It's just, oh. And to think, like before the Kaers, people used to eat like this all the time. Everyone was just eating all of this all the time. I mean, you'd think you'd get bored with it, but I bet you don't. I bet you just keep going forever and ever. Oh. I wonder how big they got. They must have got massive, eating like this all the time.
But presumably, because they're out in the open, they'll be running about and stuff.
That's true, because everything's far away from each
Right,
other.
they'll have
So
to
you
do
run
distances
from
to
town
travel
town.
from. Yeah.
Good. It's very good. I'm going to say, about half hour later, you both sort of sit back going, "There's under me belt with
I've
it."
quite literally never been this full in my
Oh.
entire life.
No,
You've
never known a feeling like that as well. You are. You don't think I can move. But oh. Daisy comes over. Is everything okay?
That was delicious.
You're like, oh, it's a fucking kite on me.
Yeah. Got the meat high.
So shall I bring you another mead?
Well, it would be rude not to finish the meal off with just one tiny wafer of thin mint.
Now you won't be causing any trouble when you go up your stairs
I
later. will
feel
you?
I'm incapable of trouble causing now. There is no trouble to be caused in this area.
That's good. And she does sort of look over to that table again. Oh, take this away. And all the bones. Come on, put them back on.
Sorry.
You can't take them. Takes it back.
Just me chawing on a button.
Brings back another tankard of mead each.
Oh. I'm normally one for conversation, however, I've reached a point
I
where
can't speak.
it's difficult now.
I hope the orcs don't mess about too much, because my master may be waking up soonish. You know, he normally wakes up after a while and has another drink and then goes back to sleep. He doesn't like people messing him about. So, provided they keep quiet, they'll be okay. But he doesn't like people messing. And his temper is a little when he's had a few drinks. You know. Still, on the plus side, it's always interesting to watch my master at work.
I'm sure it is to see his
Yeah,
skill with the blade.
it's very interesting to watch him.
And I don't know how you feel when when it comes to being an adept. I shouldn't be this shape for long. I feel it might be intruding on my thievery goodness. But do you not feel that as you learn more, you see more?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been really interesting to you. It's been an interesting
To you
conversation.
Clink.
We've been. It's nice to meet somebody who thinks a lot similar to how I do, and some people just don't seem to think very much at all.
That is a sad case of affairs. That yes.
And you meet, and they're just like, it's the next day.
Perception rolls, please. This is going to be a
Minus lots.
little bit
Minus
harder
like,
for you
minus
to do
all.
because you're a little bit.
Yeah.
Meh.
6.
7?
Well, actually, you move like you're chatting, and sort of you sort of eyes
I'm
slightly
keeping a
wide,
vague eye on me.
and you then catch it as well. And the orcs have actually they're moving.
Mm-hmm.
They've got up, and you see one sort of cracking his neck, and they start heading over.
To us.
Ooh! Ooh!
And you're all like, oopsie.
I'm just sort of making sure, you know, the space around my arms free and all that, you know, just because obviously I don't know.
And one of them just plops himself down. He's still got a chicken bone between two tusks.
You've got.
No, I'm keeping it there.
Oh, okay. fair
As a
enough.
reminder.
Okay.
And the other two are like, eh. So then, it's going to be easier now if you empty your purses on the table and we can just take your money. That way no one gets hurt and it's all done nice and neatly, innit? You know, amongst friends, all done. Because, you know, me and the boys here, we ain't like you adepts. You know, we ain't getting the money. As you know, we got Work for it. Fucking work for it. So, patches on the tables, gents. Otherwise, you know, some of the people in here might start getting hurt. You know, like that bar wench.
I actually haven't got any money, but if I had money, I don't believe I'd share it with you, because you've just really not come up with a very convincing argument as to why I should. That doesn't make much sense and doesn't...
Oh, he wants to see the old dwarven girl get raped and abused, does he? We can facilitate that, sir. If that's the kind of thing you like to see.
You know who that sleeping gentleman is in there?
I wouldn't know, mate. I haven't went through the door.
Okay. Well, he's...
And do we care is another question you probably should be asking yourselves.
Well, you care whether you upset... If you wake him up, Spilvan is quite bad-tempered when he wakes up.
And one of them sort of... No, he's having a laugh with ya. Spilvan the Red ain't here, he's up at the fucking thing, isn't he?
He's in that meeting.
Nah, he's up at the water lily with all the old lizard boys and their tails. He likes touching tail, apparently. He ain't in there, is he?
I don't think he's interested in the lizard's
Have a look.
tails.
And the other all right there. Opens all right.
I am chuckling slightly now.
He's all... And they're muttering between themselves, and you're like, I don't understand a word they're saying.
My master can get a bit temperamental.
Well, enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you're not walking home. And they both... He stands up, and the other two sort
Were they offering us use of a horse or something?
of start to walk away, and then
Well, I get that one.
the door opens,
Do you own a stables?
and two of them go through, and the last one that looked through the door's like...
Do they think they own a stable? I don't quite understood the last bit. They own a stables?
The thing that I've noticed about being an adept is that you know what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You have an understanding of where you stand in the world.
Yeah.
Those people clearly do not have an understanding of where they are. They think they can do one thing, but they're incapable of it.
Bring
I
back the
know.
Therans, bring back the Therans, I say.
I know that.
Put them back in slavery.
Well, that's who somebody needed. I should have just done that. You look by the way, a whole lot better with a few chains on you. Go over the team.
I have every understanding that I couldn't take those three in a fight. I also understand that within about the next 2 or 3 days, if they let me live, they would be in a great deal of trouble. They
Well,
don't seem to have the long-term planning.
It's not. It wasn't worth it. I mean, the first one was easy. You could see the first one was easy. He favoured his left side. That meant he would have gone with his left side. I'm good against that, so fine. I would have been over there. That would have been him. Depends how quick the other two were to react after that. Usually, the trick with a group of people is to do something fairly impressive to the first one, and that casts enough of a doubt in the other two's minds that perhaps they don't feel it's worth their while. So I do understand that. My master's talked me through that one. We've played that one once or twice, but you know, they were just drunk idiots.
I'd love to
That's
say
not
I'll
the
be
fight.
back you up, but all I know is go for the kidneys, and that's pretty much the limit of my knowledge.
I'm not taught to fight as a team or anything. That's, you know, I fight for me. I will obviously also fight for you, but I mean, I just fight by myself, so that's fine. It works best that way, and that way, you know, we do what we're good at.
Can you just give me a charisma roll? It's just for something that...
Probably not.
No, I just...
Oh yeah, well hopefully she's got low standards, eh?
Five.
Five's, you know,
Five's not awful.
Five's not too bad.
Well, it's not one.
That's just something that I need to know.
Oops. Brown chicken, brown
Here
chicken.
comes a bride, all fat and white, she's slightly dumpy. Oh, right.
Very good for a dwarf.
Which, for a dwarf, as I am, is totally great.
So, people have started
She works at a tavern.
leaving.
It's the dream.
And the best tavern going.
It's
Yeah,
quite literally the dream.
it is the dream. It's hard to imagine that could possibly be any better.
Given that tomorrow may be an early start, perhaps we should...
Going to be out there. We've literally got to be. Look at that window. You see that? That's where we have to be at lunchtime.
Was it lunchtime?
You said noon.
Oh, maybe we could just have one more.
I think we could probably have one more because it's just like we could just get from here to there.
Daisy comes over. She's most of the staff are leaving now, and most of the.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, no, you misunderstand.
We wouldn't want to intrude at all.
Most of the staff are leaving, and the guests are leaving, but the guests who are staying are allowed another drink or two. So
You are.
I will.
A wonderful nurse, and we appreciate all the
More,
hospitality.
more mead.
Perhaps just a tiny.
Can you both give me some toughness rolls at this point?
D12. Fuck D12s.
No!
9.
You're like
9.
That's one more than.
boom, and he has just like passed out, and she's like, "Why don't we get him to his room,
We
and
probably
then I
should
shall
tuck him into bed.
bring some,
Feel comfortable.
and I should bring some drinks up, perhaps."
That would be a very pleasant.
An awful lot better than watching those two try and get it on. So I was probably feigning it. I probably just pretended.
No,
to
you
pass out.
did pass out,
No,
mate.
they think I passed out.
You were passed out.
If I hadn't passed out, I'd have done it. I'd have passed out.
You passed out.
I would have passed out. I don't want to watch two.
So
boys attempt to mate.
the next. Oh,
You make it sound so.
give me another charisma
Yes,
roll,
hello.
then, Parking,
Oh, fuck.
please.
Fuck.
You know you can do it.
Fuck.
Yay! You've got really big tits for a dwarf. Are you sure you're all dwarf?
They dragged you upstairs. You can vaguely sort of remember stairs. I can't. I'm not even
Dunk,
walking
dunk,
on.
dunk.
They
That's
dumped
the
you into
opposite
bed.
of what I was hoping for.
They put you into bed. She takes you to your room. She goes,
You're really pretty.
she goes, if you wanna, just light some candles.
Oh, it's
I'll-
just-
I'll
I'm
just-
set fire to my bed!
I'll go down and get some more drinks. And then by the time she comes back up, he's passed out.
One trouser leg off.
One bollock out of his pants. For fuck's
I'm
sake.
totally would fuck that bird. She's well off. Oh, shit my pants.
The next thing you both know, there's a bell.
Oh,
Ding ding.
That's not the. No, it can't be that
Ding
one. Really.
ding.
It can't be that
Yes. You sort of, so the minute that you hear a noise, like you start counting, doesn't matter how fucking tired you are, like 10.
one. 10 I can do.
10 when?
But it's 10.
You wake up, you're laying in a puddle of your own vomit.
No.
Give me a
charisma roll,
toughness
not the
roll then.
Toughness I can potentially do.
There's a little bit of vomit, a
Was
little bit of pre-vomit. And you're like, so you're laying there, you've got one leg out of your trousers, one of your nuts
Wasn't I
is
just
hanging
about
out.
to? Oh.
Can you give me a toughness roll and see what sort of state you're in this morning?
Hey!
You like wake up, you're
Full
like,
on vom. Just as you pull yourself away from the vomit, you vomit into the vomit
Yeah.
with more double layer. Now you've got like a dry layer with a wet layer on top.
Let's think somebody who's got way too much experience of getting drunk.
Hey, I have. Yeah.
Your respective doors open at some point, and you're like, he's fucking a mess and a half.
You look like how I feel.
I'm going to go and get some more water. Only give us a little bowl, and I can only just put my head in it.
It's not big enough, is it?
I found it under the bed.
Oh, that's nasty.
No!
Oh.
We had lumps in
It is
it.
warm and fragrant.
Oh,
Well, I think it's
What's
perfumed
rose
in
water?
some way, yeah.
oh shit, the bed. Oh no, the bowl.
Oh, right. Let's hope she's.
So you sort of tippy-toe down the stairs. You've had a dunk in some water or something, but oh Christ. Walk into the bar, there's a couple other people having their late breakfast, and they look as shit as you do. You sort of sit down at the same table again, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Slam! Enjoy your breakfasts.
Thank you so much.
Shall I go get you some mead?
Just some water, I think, please. Thank you ever so much.
Water?
Please and thank you, that would be most.
Comes back. Water for you. And she sort of leans forward and just sort of brush a bit of your hair behind your ear. She, no one's ever done that to me before. But you'll have to make it up to me.
I will do my very best to do so.
You will. Enjoy your breakfast, gentlemen.
She seemed
The little
less.
storm cloud walks
She
off.
seemed less happy this morning with you than she was
Dwarves
last
aren't
night.
naturally morning people.
They're not naturally people.
More of evening folk, I think.
Well, she's still got a lovely smile. She's very nice.
I'm a mate. Yes.
Let's hope that what the master has for us to do is nice and easy on the brain.
That would be a good thing.
My brain doesn't feel very active.
Will someone shoot that cock? Oh, hello.
Is my master still here or is he gone?
There's no sign of him. You sort of, when you sit, you say,
So we'll just go and have a check for him.
no, he has been, he's definitely been there.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Stains from several bodily orifices.
Before I forget, just wanted to say it's been a pleasure. Well, this bit is obviously not as good.
Yes,
The last night bit was
It was really good.
a very pleasant evening.
It was. That's some of the most enjoyable evening I've had in a long time.
I don't
Thank
get
you.
to talk to other adepts. The few I have spoken to don't necessarily have a similar idea of the world, and I think I feel like I've truly met a new friend. So thank you for your time.
Yes, and I feel the same because the only other adepts I've spoken to have been a bit strange. So I'm very pleased. Well, I think I could safely take a punt in the dark and say that the only other adepts that I've seen here have been. No, I'm going to say that go that far, but they've been a bit weird.
So
The orcs ain't the dams.
No,
Ah, yeah.
they're going to be weird, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's a safe bet, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's true, one way or another.
I'm gonna get you.
Maybe next week. I'm gonna. Oh, I need to just. I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute. I need to.
There's nothing like having mushroom flakes for breakfast, is there?
Lots of water.
Your flakes.
The good thing is I know all about hangovers because I've been there, you know, most Saturday mornings.
Most every morning.
That's me, and I'm dealing with a hangover. The difference is I'm actually dealing with myself, but still, I know what he does for hangovers. Mainly he sleeps.
Mainly sleeps or hits people.
I can't do
Or
either of
drinks
them.
more.
Yeah, so I'm just going to have to just go with purifying the body type idea and just drinking lots of water and washing and stuff.
There are horse troughs. Because they do still use horses for travel because it is still a distance between, you know, the different parts of the Kaer. Oh god.
Well,
You two are brilliant.
at least we can always find those orcs anywhere we want to because they'll be running the stable business.
I'm like, where the fuck did you get that from?
He said you'd not be walking home, so I thought, oh, so he's obviously somebody who doesn't like people walking, so that's why he rents horses out.
Oh dear. Very funny. But yeah, everyone this morning is looking a little bit ropier than normal. As I said, you two are like, whoa, what the hell was that all about?
Yeah.
Poor old dwarf. Bless him, he's having a bad morning.
Well, we did have an awful lot to eat and drink, but it was a wonderful time, and I don't regret it. No, maybe that
Well, you
last
shouldn't,
bit.
because you know you have had a very isolated life, haven't you? An upbringing.
I know, because as I said, I figure he's been like pretty much dumped on his master, who's no
Yeah.
good at bringing people up, so
And
he's
you're
just
like-
treating me like a servant.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you've like
Oh,
met
I
the
feel a bit
dwarf,
better now.
and then
Sorry.
the windling. You're like, maybe that's the way it should be.
I know. I'm just a bit. I'm not. Obviously, I don't go into envy, but if I did go into envy, I'd be thinking, why don't I have a master who
Yeah.
doesn't hit me when he gets drunk?
Maybe the path of the sword master is a different one, where, you know, as you say, pain is needed for improvement.
But certainly, my master is one of the main lessons that you cannot learn without pain.
Pain. Fuck. Pain.
Oh, the door. This is about I don't know 11:30. The door
I feel a
opens.
bit better. I had a bit of a wash.
Yeah, you've had a bit of a spruce
And
up.
about 3 pints of water. But
And
that's felt better.
Windling. Silvers comes fluttering in,
Pretend to be like totally with it and
lands
fine.
on its
never
eye.
good
He's
school.
got that look as if to say,
Yeah, look at you guys.
He goes, I thought it'd be easier if I came here.
We were just going to come out.
Literally,
So,
any minute now, we could see, so we didn't want to As you have always taught me, never be there before you mean to.
Always be there when you need to.
Yes, indeedy.
Unless
I
there's
would
need.
drink. I will drink to that tonight.
Ah.
Not this morning.
Did you have a good night?
For the most part, yes.
Good. I am giving you both a simple quest. Because we need, as I said, events last night might happen. So I'm going to start prepping beforehand to get you ready. So I'm going to give you a simple task. Now I'm going to mention the task and then I'm going to leave straight away. The rest of it is up to you. Because you don't know what you're going to face out there.
I see.
So, the task is this. What you must do is retrieve the lost star. Come find me when you are done.
That seems a little cryptic.
Never heard of that. And the library's burnt down because obviously we've got the library. Yes.
Sadly, 5 years ago, the library did burn down.
So,
I do have a particularly good memory of it, but I don't feel that's particularly useful at this moment. Retrieve lost.
perhaps there's people who tell stories for money. They've got a big memory of things that happened.
True.
So they might know what a lost star is and where it is.
Yes, that is a thing. Is there a troubadour?
There are lots of troubadours.
But like proper troubadours, like adept troubadours.
Not an adept troubadour because there's only 4 troubadours.
Bards.
We've got a
There
sad
might be
feeling
an,
that we
there
know
might be
the
an
other two.
older adept troubadour, but if there is, then you've never heard of him. There is some woman that tells tales. Give me 2 moments. See if I can remember where.
Two blokes, they were a pair of cubs.
They were a
got
pair
drunk
of
and smokes
cubs.
picked on them at the end.
They weren't very good. In fact, they were just
One of them was trying to
cubs.
put someone and he failed. Ha ha! We all laughed at the end.
He got cock blocked by himself because he's a
I
dick.
feel our storytelling isn't all that good.
Fuck you, old slag. Bash.
It's reasonably accurate, but not.
Right, there is a troubadour. Her name is Marlena Swordsinger. She knows a lot of the Kaer's history, and when she comes out to tell her tales or to perform, people go fucking crazy for it. She's amazing.
Marlena Swordsinger.
Yeah.
I suppose the problem is
But you guys wouldn't have heard of her because it's not the area that you, or you know, when someone you, what's her name? Yeah, but beyond that,
I mean, I could ask my grandfather Garrick, but he would probably give us many answers to that question.
sadly I'm a bit restricted in who I can ask because I can't see that my master's a lot of good and there isn't really a lot of other people that I know.
I will ask my master. Wait a minute. He just wandered off,
Yeah.
giving us the quest.
hello.
You can't ask your master because that's part of the quest.
Do you recall how I said my master was pleasant but also cryptic?
No.
Things like this would be exactly how I...
No.
The troubadour, she's very well known and as such then she probably wouldn't be easy to get to speak to or to ask a question of,
I doubt that very much.
which is unfortunate.
Well, if we had something to give to her, what of course would she want?
Tales.
She doesn't strike me as the person who enjoys the written word, but I could find a story or two.
You could always offer her a story in the future because we will have a story in the future.
That is true. Apparently we're going to have that.
That'll be it. Let's go and Yeah. Ooh, it's good too quickly. Anyway.
Oh, hello.
Do we know vaguely where she is, at least if she's in Okoros, Shalnuna, or Karuz?
Just
Because
looking.
obviously if we go to one of those places that we are not, which is we are in Karuz. Is that a little umlauty type thing? Makes
Where
it
are you?
Uru or Ruz? Was that a little
Well, you're in
thing?
Uru.
We're in Karuz.
Ochros. You're in the dwarfy
But
bit. aren't you?
technically, that means there's a missing S.
So Karuz.
Karuz.
Okay.
You don't have to pronounce it. It's just there's an S taken out.
Well then what? Oh my god, I'm not even gonna.
Oh shout! It hurts my head.
Why? This was here to show that there used to be a thing here which now isn't there.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that.
Right, if you go, it's in Okoros.
Oh, we've got to go up the north.
That means we've got to go through there and we have to be in there a day.
Sleeper Square, that's where the two obsidian used to be. But first thing of each day, troubadours turn up to tell tales.
Aha.
Okay.
Right, so, but then we've got to go and sign the book and stay in there overnight. Well, to be honest, that's where I live, so...
It's not an issue for you.
No.
Nor is it an issue for me. I mean, I can go there. It just
You can always, we can find you somewhere to stay. It won't be particularly salubrious, but we'll find you
well,
somewhere
that's
to stay.
fine. I'm happy to stay wherever. I'm just
My
thinking that
master
if we want to go there, we want to do what we're doing here before we go there.
Mhm,
Is
yeah.
more my point.
Well, we need to be there for first thing in the morning, so...
Midday now. Can we travel overnight? I mean, we need, obviously sleep is a thing that people need to do.
It won't take you that long to get there.
No, that's it. Yeah, I mean, it might be an idea actually, because that way we can go back to there and I can check with my master got home okay.
Okay.
And also I can, because I'm doing something independently of him, which is rare. He's unlikely to have a problem with that. He's always telling me. To
You
go
do
off
have,
something
there
independent.
is extra space at your place.
Oh yeah, I know.
So-
I'm sure there's some fit him in.
I mean, you need training space if nothing else. You can roll mats out. And
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, there's.
Training.
Well, I don't have training space. I have to train where I
Training? What's that? Here's a sword, swing it. Don't be
Meh.
a cunt.
Ah, you connected to the magical being of your essence to be able to go meh a lot.
Actually, it's slightly more complicated than that.
That's all I hear.
We could do that, then we could pick ourselves up and go that way.
Yes.
We're in the north, so it's a fair hike. We're up here somewhere, and then Sleeper Square's there, so yeah, we've got to go from the centre of here up from the north of there.
I think he said they were about 3 miles across or something each circle.
That's right, it's not going to be that
One of them is there's the Artisan's Mile.
No, but
I can't remember which city block that's in. I will tell you.
oh, you can work your way out from the rest of that then. Yeah. Just wondering if there's anything that we can do here particularly. I mean, again, short of speaking to my grandfather,
Yeah,
it's worth an ask before we go.
it is worth an ask. And also, to be honest, I imagine you tell your, you know, you discuss with your family about where you're going and such.
Cool.
So, you know, they might want to know that you're going to go to... chocolate
Well, steak.
on a stick.
Right, where are those maps? That's the one. So this one here,
Mm-hmm.
from... No, it's not that one. It's...
It's out on.
That's the one, yeah. From there, from
That's what we
centre
got
to
now.
here. It's one of, no, it is this one. From there to there, that's a mile.
Okay, so about 2 miles across each.
Yeah.
Add a little bit for in between each space and roads and shit, but that's no big deal, is it?
But lollies, well, you road not down one of them, wouldn't it? Yeah, because one of those is the Artisan's Mile. I'm trying to remember which fucking bit it's in. Not that one. The chorus. Yes, I was right. Ha ha!
Okay. Well, in that case, yes, we could go by your family and, you know, you could reach them and ask
I
what
don't
they knew.
imagine there'll be anything specific I can get, but it's always worth an ask.
It is certainly worth an ask. We have got time after all.
My grandfather was a carver in his day, and still is. Is a scholar in the Northern language. Whether he would have knowledge about such a thing, I imagine that my master would pick a specific thing that is intentionally obtuse and
Presumably,
unknowable.
not something that just your grandfather would know. Yeah, but it's
I
as you
almost
said.
have
It's,
half the inclination that he'd give us something and force us to decide what that lost star meant.
Oh, that would be interesting.
So, you will of course be offered all hospitality when you come to our home.
That was very gracious of you. I look forward to it. Let me just go and do one last little bit of cleaning up.
That's good. I've got a couple of things I need to sort out before I go. Whilst he's having his genital tidy.
Genital tidy?
Genital tidy.
No, I'm not having a genital tidy.
I'll pop over to Daisy.
Secrete some more coins around our body.
I
It's
appreciate if you can't forgive me for last night, for it was an unforgivable act.
oh, you're forgiven.
I do blame it purely on
The meat.
the meat. So much. I was so. And
I would
drink.
have liked to have had some meat,
I am.
some sausage,
I am incapable.
some big, thick, meaty sausage.
And then look somewhere else then, lovey, because I'm just a dwarf.
I must go now. For which I am cursing the passions that I must leave this glorious place.
Never curse the passions.
Well, but only for you would I do such a thing.
You know where I am.
I don't know when
I expect you back soon.
I don't know when I'll be back. However, I hope that this will be something that
Beginning of something special.
that will remind you of me.
Something you nicked from somebody
It
last
is something
night.
I've nicked on someone.
You thieving git.
So I had two janglies of whatnot.
Two janglies.
There was a ring and there was a brooch.
Yeah.
So I'll give another brooch.
You're now
I mean,
down
a
to
ring's a
one.
little early.
So you're now down to one.
But it's a fancy brooch, probably with what looks like an actual animal, like a deer on it, but we don't know what it is because we don't have deers anymore. But it's like, oh, that is clearly a fantastical beast!
It's a dead
with
windling.
horns!
It's a windling!
Oh!
And you think she blushes at
She
that?
starts to get down on her knees and goes, that's probably the going weight.
Go, get out before I get all tearful. Go!
That's good.
Bloody dwarves.
Let's got rid of the last vomit.
Don't get this problem with elves.
There'll be more to come.
Come.
We're going to go to my place.
Your place?
My home.
Home?
Yes.
With all your plethora of brothers
With
and
my-
sisters, aunts
with
and
my-
uncles?
Yeah.
They all look the same to me.
They all look the fucking same. You get there, whereabouts are you living?
So we're in this way.
Yeah.
We're in the Dwarven neighbourhoods.
Yeah.
Probably tucked up against a wall somewhere.
Yeah, just the way you like
In
your
the
women.
wall, they're in somewhere.
Alright, we'll have you on this one
where
then. That one
my
there.
architect Draven the Third.
Just colour that in.
This little one.
Ah, yeah, that'll do. Yep, that'll do. That's where you live. So your mother and father are both still alive.
My mother and father are both still alive.
So it's not quite a hobbit hole, but it's kind of a small dwelling.
That's carved into the very
Yeah.
wall
Wait,
itself.
so I'm walking about like this?
No, you are wrong. You are
Wrong.
wrong.
How nice to visit the dwarves. I love visiting
And that's just
dwarves.
it. You get there and you're like, and you start to get the lean ready, and he's like, no.
Dwarven homes are traditionally built for larger people as well, because we understand that there's a whole plethora of races in the world,
That's
and
really-
that all of them should feel comfortable.
That's really kind.
That is not me making that up. It's in the fucking book.
That's so kind.
But we
How
make sure
thoughtful.
it's less than troll size, because we
Yeah.
want them fuckers
Troll-
feeling
Well,
uncomfortable.
no, trolls is like, fuck, we'd all need a fucking mansion. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But like most of the Naingiver races are roughly the same size. That makes sense. They're all big enough for everyone.
So yeah, the first level is basically like the kitchen and the family room and all
Presumably,
of that.
dwarf houses are in reverse, and when you go down to the bedrooms, you actually go down to the bedrooms, and then the master bedroom's
Yep.
at the very lowest floor
Yep,
and all that.
it's
you know.
all
Ideally,
subterranean.
the lower the better.
Yeah, so-
That's right, and they've
so-
got a crap. If they got the upstairs, that's just crap. And
So
the
first
storage.
level, you got the kitchen and said the family room. It's all there, and you walk in. Your mother's like, "Oh, hello."
Hello, Mum.
Oh, hello.
Oh, sorry, I do apologise. This is my new friend, Redemption. He's also an adept.
And she kind of like curtsies.
Bow.
Then if you take him through to the guest room, and I will sort.
Thank you, Mother. And as he kind of goes in, don't worry, he's fine. He eats normal things and
Brings
don't worry
adepts.
too much.
You bring adepts home. You don't tell me.
I didn't know. It was a last minute thing. I'm very sorry.
Well, your father won't be happy when he hears about this.
He's never happy.
There is that. Fortunately, he's not here. Why are you here? Why are you here? Do you drink tea?
Yes, that would be delightful.
Yes,
thank
yes,
you.
yes.
I just needed
What's the mushrooms?
I just needed a word with Grandfather Garrick if he's around.
Oh, yeah, you know where he is.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. Look,
It's all right. Just
sorry. Might be away for a couple of days. I'll go to Okaros and do some business. I'll be back
yes. I'm
soon.
trying to sort the teas out.
Sorry.
Right now, where did I put those mushroom scones and the mushroom butter?
With mushroom crumblies on
Mushroom
a mushroom plate with mushroom forks and knives.
Mushrooms.
So
Basic.
make
Nice.
yourself comfortable. It's very. I'm sure it's a very basic comfort for some people. but
It's
very pleasant.
it's better than what I'm used to. You know, pretty much. That's the good thing. It's pretty much everything is better
Is
than
it
what I'm used
a
to.
compliment? And I appreciate it.
There's no vomit.
It's an awful lot better than what I'm used to. Other people who are giving me drinks and stuff. That is very weird. That doesn't happen.
I'll go into one of the back studies where chances are Grandfather Garrick is studying his books and whatnot.
Youngster, what is it? Oh, you got that look. Hold on. What a silver.
I don't need it, but that's very kind of you. Thank you.
I assumed it was going to be at least a toffee.
No, that's in your pocket.
Silver.
We've done our year of talking, haven't we?
We have, yes.
That's
and,
good. Then piss off.
You have always been the most gracious grandparent that I could possibly ask for.
What is it?
Well, I have been given a quest.
For ships. I remember ships.
Do you?
Nope. I read a book once.
Ships. They're like the thing that flies around sometimes.
Oh, that bloody
On the water.
human idiot.
But they're on the water, right? That was it. I thought I remember you saying something about it. I've got a friend. Tactful as ever, Grandfather. Thank you.
I'm just busy getting you in trouble with your mum. So then we had lots of mead.
He's totally trying to bone this girl.
He didn't. Oh,
That was lovely.
shocking!
It was
And
really,
she's
really nice.
oh, she is. She's the sort of little mum that when you go around your friends. She's the mum that you would want. Well, there you go. Have another crumpet and tell me more about it. Really? He did what? With a girl? What was her name? Ooh,
I didn't even put it.
Inna! Did he get it wet? No! Right.
I don't know how I
Friend,
passed
yes.
So I've got a friend. He's an addict as well, and we've been sent on a quest. And we thought you might have some knowledge to impart to us.
Well, yes. And that
Oh.
knowledge would be, don't get on the wrong side of a sword.
I will do my best not to. Well, hopefully I've got myself on the right side of the sword, as it were.
Well,
Before I
better
can
go
speak.
get your friend then and bring some of that tea down.
I will do. Thank you, Grandfather. And I'll come through. Well, we can go through. You can leave.
Oh, okay, thank you. Well, thank you so much. That was
Thanks,
your hospitality
Mum.
is great.
Sorry, Mum.
Mum!
I wanna-
And she sort
Pile
of
watching.
she sort of gives you the tray,
Yeah, there you go.
and then she sort of walks. She's like, "You and me, young man, need to have a talk
What is he?
about the rocks and the pebbles.
I didn't even touch her.
Rocks and pebbles, young man."
I'm shrugging.
So then, you're his friend, are you? An adept, you say?
Yes, sir.
This is Redemption.
My name is
This
Redemption. I'm a swordmaster.
Pleased to meet you, young man.
is my my grandfather Garrick. He is a Tavern scholar.
It
who
is. It's a
beyond
honor, sir.
fear.
Yes, yes, it should be. Now, I hear you're on a quest.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I can help, I will impart my knowledge on you. It's not very good, I'm afraid. My knowledge is like my pants. Not clean very often.
Well, we've been sent to find retrieve. Sorry, yes, indeed. Words should be specific in such a thing.
Oh, yes.
You've been sent to retrieve the lost star. Sadly, that is the limit of the knowledge we have.
There's two eager young faces looking at him, and the eagerness is slowly draining as they realise he hasn't got a fucking clue.
The Lost Star. I must have told you that story.
If you have, sadly, with so many glorious stories that you've told me, Grandfather.
Buttering him up. There was the dwarf that fell in love with a human woman. He was a thief, an adept. Now what he wanted to do was to give this woman something that she would always treasure and that he would be renowned for. Have you never noticed when you look up at the stars, there's one missing? The one right by the big crystal, the one, there's always one missing. He
That one.
stole it to give it to her as his love. Those were happier times in the Kaer. Happier times where there was no bad blood between the dwarves and the elves. Happier times.
Is there any rumours of what happened to it after he gave it to her? Who she was or anything?
I don't know, you have to speak to him. And he starts pouring himself a tea.
Who was the dwarven thief? Is he still about?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
What the
This
fuck?
would have been convenient information for early in my character backstory. Thank you very much. Another dwarven thief. Great.
Yeah,
Cool.
well,
I'll give the coat.
doesn't practice anymore.
He probably doesn't need to. He's probably really good by now because he's going to be hundreds of years old.
Florbrodal's his name.
Warbrodal.
Florbrodal.
War.
Can't believe you as a thief adept never heard of him.
Strange.
Yeah. You'd
It's
always
like
think
you
someone should
being
have
a
told
sword
me.
master and not heard of Silver the Red.
I've heard of him.
Oh, we've all heard of him. Four. F-O-H-R. Four.
Not my they're already thinking.
When
I'm
I've
a
spelled
fucking
with a
carry
W.
on film.
I've spelled with a W. I must admit. F-W-O-R. I've got. Yeah,
Brodal. Brodal. Wasn't that a name we had?
No, not yet.
How have I never heard this story before?
You obviously switched off when we started talking.
As if I would do such a thing.
They must have mentioned thievery.
Horrible.
No. Remember the story well.
Do we know where this Mr. Brodal, that's what I'm going to call him from now on, might be?
Well, I've heard he spends a lot of time around that tavern. There's a really nice tavern in the. I've never
Is he
been
talking
there.
about me in the future? Like, have we just done like a time loop? And this is
Time
fucking loop, and it's in the future, and I've done this and I didn't know it was going to happen.
Caldown's Tavern?
Yes! Yes, he's a dwarf with the two braided black beardy.
I definitely don't have those yet, but maybe I will in the future now.
Also, I hate to put this to you, but you've
Caldon,
So they've got
Caldon, the dwarf owns the bar with the two.
That owns
He owns the bar, Caldon's bar, Caldon's Tavern.
So his name's not Thor anymore, it's Caldon now.
No, Caldon is where he drinks.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh, he drinks there. He doesn't own the place.
Stupid, why would a thief want to own a bar?
Don't know.
You sure you've inherited our brains?
Sometimes I wonder.
I'm not.
I was going to say somebody.
Why you, Iona?
Somebody's got them. Sure. Oh dear.
As ever, your knowledge is illuminating, grandfather.
Well, just think, just as well we asked your grandfather, because otherwise we'd have gone off to there.
We've gone up there and fucking...
No, but it would have come back again.
Yeah, that'd have been a pain in the ass.
Tell your grandma about that. That's
on that
another
note.
story. Oh.
Right, yes. Well, it's been a true pleasure to meet you, sir.
And to you, young man, now you do me a favour. You look after my grandson.
Oh,
He's about as much good in a fight as his grandmother was. And she wasn't very good because I know I got her pregnant. Oh, wrong story. Goodbye, grandson.
She was a thief as well, my grandmother. Let's be off then. I'll exchange some clothes while I'm here.
yeah.
Got some-
Like I said, washing and your fresh clothes.
Really?
She's doing all this, isn't she? Giving it all that.
Yeah,
like,
he's standing there watching all this. Just, you've got vomit in your beard.
This is.
Well, you two should behave yourselves. That's go on out. Yes, I'll sort the washing out. Go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Such a nice young man.
Yes.
Such a nice young man. What do you mean? Oh, nice man. Oh, it's a nice young
What a
man.
delightful family you have.
They are my
You
family.
wouldn't have thought
I
that
love
if you'd
them
met
with all of
father.
my heart.
Yeah, very
I
nice
would
people.
not change them for anything in the Kaer.
No, you have a treasure there you want to hold on to.
I don't know if it's the same with humans, forgive my indelicacy, but I have, no, I don't mean like that. I mean, I spent a year with my grandfather. When a dwarf comes of age, they spend a year with their grandparent. And it's, for me, I found it very connecting to my extended family, and it taught me a little bit more about who I was. I have a cousin who's a tailor. I would never have known about.
okay.
had it
He has
not
one
been
who's a
for him.
tinker and one who's a spy.
I
And then
think,
maybe one that's a soldier.
without sounding
Smug?
without sounding smug, I think it is a thing that dwarven families have, if not over other races, then at least things that possibly we should pay more attention to is our family and the people who connect us to the world. On that note, let's go to the tavern.
Yeah, it's
Back to the
it's
tavern.
lovely idea, family.
Right.
You've got a feeling you've been here before. Busy.
I may be gone for some time.
What I meant was a couple of hours.
Take this thing to remember me by, for I shall be gone many moons.
Or at least stop. Good hour later. If I ever leave you for 3 days, basically I'll give you a house.
Yeah, man.
I thought, what, do you want this back? I thought you were gone.
We missed you.
Oh,
we-
she sort of reaches up to.
We tried to leave and we found we couldn't.
Oh,
been-
your friend is so sweet.
I've been listening to him.
He is.
You've been listening to him do what?
He's
Talk
much,
like that to who else?
he's much better at talking than I am.
Hardly.
Yeah, he's smooth, I'll give you that. So why are you back?
We were sent on a quest, and our quest has returned us here.
Wasn't you dimples in her cheeks?
Yeah, that as well.
Oh, okay, right.
That was going to be the ultimate.
Oh!
That was going to be the ultimate. Breach
There's
of
definitely a blush there, and she does sort of look at you as it's like, oh.
I'm shrugging.
Oh.
That wasn't supposed to be a secret, was it?
Well, no, I mean, we don't like to overly work your way up to things like that.
Okay.
Sorry, which are obviously.
I'll be there in a minute. What
Having
can
a
I
quick
get?
scan while we're here. There's
Is
no
there
like
any
obvious
bloody dwarf
dwarves with fucking massive moustaches.
Yeah, that'd be the one behind the bar. Who are you looking for?
Might have been. She doesn't look tall for a dwarf by any chance, does she?
No!
Doesn't look like long in the form.
She's definitely a
How many hands high is she? No!
No, she's
Now
still...
you mention it, she does have quite long shins.
You don't know what she actually looks like. All you can see is her belly button. No!
What?
No!
We might be having a word with Four. Mr. Brodel?
He's not here.
Is that not
What, the guy behind the bar?
the
Guy behind the bar's he owns the place.
So do you know another dwarf called Brodel?
That's him behind the bar with the two things.
Is there another dwarf who looks similar called Brodel?
No, but I know. It's Paul Brogel.
dude? He drinks them.
Yeah. Well, he's not mooching around the lake. I haven't seen him this morning yet.
Was he in last night? Would we have seen him?
Dinner times. You won't see him. You won't see him before the crystal darkens.
So he's to be found outside the lake.
Wanders around the lake.
But he's got a similar moustache to Caldown.
Yeah.
That's what we would.
I thought that.
Right, time out.
No, you can't do a time out. Can you describe him? Can you describe him then? Because it might be that our description is slightly confusing.
Well, he's a dwarf. Black hair, several braids. But oh, you can't miss him. Look for the cloud.
He's not a happy joke in the mood.
Ooh. I'd never known him happy. He might be grumpy. Sneeze.
Fuck.
We're gonna have fun with that one.
Whoop whoop whoop! He's got 6 brothers.
No.
And they all like a woman. What was her name? Snow something. Yeah, up on the lake. Lake. It's a very picturesque little lake because you can come out the back door. The back door's about here. And then
I may be gone for some time.
You said that last. You said that last time.
I'm sure, sir.
Have my entire belongings.
I thought we got a house this time. Yeah, try the lake.
We may be back probably fairly soon then.
As always.
Okay.
Is he your? You're not. You just. I mean, you're not related in any way.
It's my father.
Of course he is, and a glorious father he is. I trust he's keeping well.
Very well.
That makes me.
Until I tell him about you, and then he probably won't be taking things so well.
I should be
So lucky.
away off on my quest.
Let's go and look
So this whole leaving the care thing we're gonna do.
But we're having dwarves! No! If there's a window, I'm jumping through it.
Right, well this is easy. We've got a fairly big lake. On the other hand, we're looking for a dwarf stomping around it. No pun intended. Actually, there was a pun intended.
Give me perception rolls, because this should not be fucking difficult.
Wow.
Sausage!
3.
Less of a tree. Maybe an actual name giver of some kind. 7.
Okay,
Seems
there,
reasonable.
there are
It's
people.
a problem when you don't really know what the
There
target
are-
is.
I
I'm
think the
not
target's
giving
probably
you-
about 2.
I'm
I was
never gonna
thinking,
give
so
you a
I succeeded.
I'm never going to give you a target number because fuck's the point now? Yeah, there's surprisingly enough, there's a lot of people strolling around the lake. It's a very nice lake. And eventually you do see, that's got to be him, hasn't it? He's sitting there, throwing stones into the lake.
I think you're probably better at talking to him than I am, so I'll just stand in the background and smile.
I mean, okay, I'll give it a go. It doesn't seem like he wants to really talk to anyone.
I'm allowed to throw stones.
I'd
Don't
never,
say I'm not allowed to throw stones.
I would never suggest such a thing. Clearly, you are allowed to do
What do you want?
fit. Mr. Brodel, is it not?
What do you want? Speak up, lad, can't hear you, deaf in the ear.
I too am a thief.
So? Can you see I'm busy here?
You seem incredibly busy and focused on. the
Then
task
goodbye.
at hand. Perhaps I can help you with something. I feel as a fellow adept, I might be able to aid you in something you need help with.
What circle are you, boy?
Currently,
Quarter of 4.
I'm proud to be a.
You're a journeyman, aren't you?
I'm proud to be a first circle thief.
Great. Well, why don't you fuck off and come back later when you're a proper thief? Now leave me to my stone throwing.
Well, currently I am serving under Silphus, my Windling master,
Blanker.
and I thought perhaps as a fellow dwarf you might have knowledge to give to me.
I haven't knowledge. Sod off before I clap you round here.
Might be nice. I've been sent to retrieve the lost star.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Wishes us luck.
I don't know, that's what I thought. That's very charitable, considering he was pretty grumpy before.
Still grumpy. It's needed.
But it was kind of you to wish us luck.
Well, now you can go.
We were told that you were the first to retrieve it.
First, I was the only one to bloody get it. Me, on my own. Before I became adept, I stole the star. Me, I fucking stole it. No one else. Me, on my own. Before I had my powers. Me. Now fuck off.
You should be very proud of that, and clearly you are.
I was going to say, yeah, I believe he might be.
Why are you still here?
We've been given you the same quest, and we want to follow that.
He sort of looks up at the great
Where the
big
star should be.
glowing light.
And suddenly you can notice a tiny gap.
You can't see all the others because it's fucking daylight at the moment. Well, when you can get up there and steal one, then you can come and talk to me. Till then,
Where did you put it?
What happened? Sure, you gave it to your love, and she gave herself undyingly to you.
change.
See? What, he's got even less happy?
Ah, there's a. Whereas there was anger,
Yeah.
now it's just. Would have done. Would have done, lad. I'd have given it a star. I'd have given her all the stars up there. Just died.
Oh.
Fucking elves. And the dwarves and the separation. There were a fight one day in council halls. She were there. Killed her. She were innocent. She had nothing to do with it. She was just passing through. She died.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Don't be sorry, lad. Not until you understand what loss is really about. So I left that corpse that wasn't there anymore before they took it down to the death pits. I came to this here lake,
And I had that gem still in my hand, and my hand was bleeding where I'd been holding it so tight when I saw what had happened. Threw it out there, out into the lake. There it sits now, right at the bottom somewhere. And I just sit here every day and just think. She were a beauty. Out my league, she was a human, none. Now that's the way of things when you're living a Kaer, isn't it? She's gone now, and the gem's gone. And all you're left with is memories. Go on! Stop bothering an old man.
Just one last thing, sir. When you threw it in, were you round about here-ish or that end of the lake? Just so we have a rough idea of where it is in the lake.
You think you're gonna go get it?
That's what we were told to do.
Good luck, you don't allow it, Blake. Why do you think I threw it in there? So no one else would ever get it.
Okay, but you can try. So whereabouts would you think, roughly? Sort of definitely. You go get it.
Well, the thing I'm not gonna tell you. Now, fuck off. Leave me alone.
Right.
As you feel times.
Ah!
Unhappy
Well,
man.
he's a miserable cunt, isn't
He
he?
is a
To be
miserable cunt.
fair, I mean, I'd be pretty fucking miserable if that were me.
Well, still 50 years on.
I mean, 50 years is quite a long time, isn't it?
I think I'd have probably got over it in 50 years. Miserable cunt.
You've got to remember, just because the separation happened 50 years ago.
We were told that. I'm pretty sure we were told that the incident with all the death and that was about 50 years
There
ago.
are always incidents of
I
death.
think it was 50 years
But
ago.
yeah,
He's just
that
a
was
miserable old
that
cunt.
one. He's just a miserable cunt.
We need a boat and a net.
No, what and a what?
What? Who?
I think they do fish, don't they? Yeah, no, where we are, I used to do it sometimes in the mornings, just go down and watch, because I'm here-ish.
Up here.
Yeah, you see, so it's not very far away from the lake, and in the mornings, to be honest, my boss isn't a morning person.
He's not a person.
The mornings are a free time for me. An hour or two before he wakes up, I have to tidy things up and everything, but the mornings I would usually go and walk by the side of the lake, because I find it quite relaxing. And in the lake, or at the edge of the lake, there's people, and they have these things made out of fibres, and they throw them into the lake, and then they pull.
I'm
and-
aware of what a net is. I'm
Okay.
just
But that's
just want
that's how they get things out of the lake.
to quote a certain large, bejewelled, popular gentleman, I ain't getting on no boat fool.
Well, we'll have to have a small boat because we'll have to carry it from here to there.
It's this whole wee thing on a boat. I'm not.
It's
I can't.
fascinating, don't you think?
I mean, I'm all, look, they're a great piece of design. I mean, the fact that they can.
We don't want them to sink because
Mysteriously
if we fall
via
into
the-
if we fall into the water.
I mean, they must be
firstly,
magic, right? Because they
firstly-
hover on the water, and other like a stone. Like a stone will sink, and it's not. It's something.
No,
innately
I've been
wrong
down,
about
I've been
a boat.
down and seen that. It all makes sense. But the problem is, of course, is we need a small enough boat that we can carry. And
I'm a bit like, how was no one ever? So in 50 years, that wasn't without obviously diminishing our mutual power and influence on the world as adepts. It took us less than a day to find that information out, and apparently it's still in there.
But given that you're not allowed to go in there, I can imagine the casting of a net in there and pulling the net out might take quite a long time. Because firstly we need to work out how deep the lake is, which we'll have to do with ropes and weights and things. And then, because the net's obviously got to go to the bottom because the jewel isn't going to be floating, so then we need to work out how deep the lake is, and then throw. It's not going to. It's a pointless job. It's a job that we do for a long time with very little chance of reward. But again, meet my boss. He does that to me all the time.
But what is it? What is this really about? Is it really about the quest?
It's
Or
about
is it
overcoming the
about-
obstacles.
Or is it about giving you to a story
I wonder.
that begins to pull all your threads together?
So what? Here's my 2 copper worth. The idea of the Lost Star is greater than the star itself.
Yes. Indeed, it's a
So
lovely,
us
it's a
sitting
fantastic story.
on a road on the water, mysteriously hovering for some reason. One can only assume it's magic. To hopefully get what is essentially a glowing rock out of the water over the space of many months is probably not what our masters were intending.
I'm a very literal person.
Clearly. And there is nothing wrong with that. Literacy should be supported by everyone.
I have so learned that from my master. When he tells me to do something, I do it exactly as he says.
But when I think of what the
Your master might be different.
what I think of what the Lost Star could potentially represent, we're talking about a man who's been broken, who in himself has been broken by the separation.
Oh, I see. So you think this might be just not asking us to get the gem back out of the lake, but it might be something different that just... Oh, that stretches. Ooh.
Have you heard of the word metaphor?
Yes. yes. Okay, I've read that once. Yes.
Okay. A metaphor is a thing.
You so don't need to meet my boss. You absolutely would be best not meeting Spilvan, because I have tried having conversations like that with him, and yeah, I think that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That one's chipped, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I can see.
he doesn't. He wants direct conversation.
That was just a goblet.
Direct conversation. Go there, do this. Not why would I want to do that, or do you want me to do it like that? It's just do it exactly how he says. So
I'm
know,
sure
you're a
that
product
is-
of your environment.
Representative of your discipline and how you must use the sword in a direct manner, and you mustn't
It's very
wave
direct.
it around or anything. Perhaps.
Direct is.
But perhaps, well, to me anyway, the idea of the Lost Star represents a life that's been broken, a life that's been damaged by the separation, or perhaps even something that was previously unattainable,
Is it worth
that a man has brought down from these stony heavens that no one thought was possible when he did it for more than himself. Perhaps it means that. I just think that if we
Is
look
it
at
worth
it,
looking into her background? Does she have family? Did she have kin?
one ask him,
No.
it would be
No.
rude.
No, and besides, we're not going to get anywhere there. But
I'm sure we could find
records.
more information. Well,
Ooh.
the library burnt down.
yes, but we know a stupid. We know somebody who drinks too much and who talks a lot about all the records he keeps about everybody.
That's a good point.
And
We do, don't we?
And all we need to know is the name of the woman who died in that attack, the human woman,
He does seem very proud
of his
of
knowledge.
his knowledge. Yeah.
That's right. And
Pride
furthermore,
before a blah.
should we need any way to make him help us, we can offer
Buy
him the
booze.
Yes, we can offer him the promise of alcohol, because it seemed to be that him and alcohol were very much friends,
And
but
too
not
close
friends.
a friend, I feel.
Yes. So that's certainly worth looking into, wouldn't you think?
That is an excellent idea.
Yes.
And I applaud it greatly.
Thank you. But yes, so we could try that, because maybe the woman has family. If the woman has family, then and she could, maybe her family could meet the dwarf, and maybe there could be some
Severin.
Severin.
Severin was his name.
Yeah.
I was worried that we'd have to go there and say, you know that drunk guy who
You've got
talks a lot of bullshit?
You've got a drunken twatty scribe.
Well, that could be all of them.
That is an excellent idea, and I feel we should follow that up.
Yeah, but good.
That's pretty fun. I'm sitting there going, oh fuck, that's a really good idea. Shit. Yeah.
Team A, motherfuckers!
Whoa! Roll on Team B, right?
Oh yeah, you're in a pub.
I don't have to think with Team B. I
8
can
hours
just sit
later.
there in the
I'll
pub.
provide you a wall. Beat the wall until it falls over. I'll lose my face.
So you're going from where you are.
We'd have to go to the council, I guess.
Yes.
The council hall.
You have to
Do we don't need a thing to go into the council hall. So
no,
if we go
because
through it, right?
That's the council halls are there. So one's there, one's there,
Excuse me.
one's there. It's only if you go in and through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're just going to the council halls, and you're going to be going, obviously, I would say, to the council house itself.
Yes.
The house of the council.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no big market because that's at the start of every week, so that's not happening. But yeah, Get to the
Sorry.
council house.
Is that the Temple of Greed?
It's a temple. That's what it ended up being called. And that's the temple. You remember when I said there was a temple there that they were building and it collapsed?
Oh, right, okay. The temple
It's
is
all
now,
it's all
still
it's
there.
fenced off, and it's just
Just
broken.
as a sign
just
to
yeah,
us
just
and how shit we are.
yeah.
as
Literally,
people.
don't climb higher than you can climb, or don't throw yourself off a thing if you can't fly. That
Or a
kind of
label
thing.
yeah.
So you go through the council hall itself to the council house, which itself is a great big bloody building carved into the side of the rocks, and at the entrance, guards sort of nod as you walk through, reception area, and some scribe comes. Can I help you, gentlefolk?
Indeed, we're looking for a friend of ours, Severin. He's a scribe here.
He is indeed. Would you like me to get him for you?
That would be very helpful if you could, please.
Then very well. If you take a seat there.
It's spacious in here.
It's very spacious. It's very nice as well.
Well, into each other, but mate, is you round? You Welsh to walked out on your round.
Can I have
Probably naturally good.
Yes.
can I have perception rolls, please?
I really probably should have got a higher
It's
perception.
fucking single dice, man.
Wow.
Oh! Ooh, 0 means I do
Ooh.
that. Hey!
Look, we've done good perception rolls. 11.
17.
Good
All right.
perception
There's
rolls.
people coming in and there's
Hark!
people going.
An angel.
But there's a little bit of a spat going on. It's a very quiet spat, but you two both sort of.
I'll wander over and look at something like a sign.
There's
or
nowhere to
something.
walk. You sort of just still sit there, but you both sort of like. And there's some dwarven blokey. He's got 3
racist.
great big
Yeah.
red braids, and you're like, hold on,
ginger
that's
dwarf.
that's
Uh-oh.
bloody that's Colgan Redbeard. He's the governor
Why
of
do they-
Karas. And he's having a little bit of a lean-to with a couple of elves, and there's a bit of like, and they're like, the 2 elves though. One of them is a younger elf, and she's just looking really embarrassed. She doesn't know what she's meant to be doing. That kind of look. The other elf, however, you're like, oh shit, that's him.
That's the governor of Shalminar.
No, that's Leldrin. That's the hero.
Oh.
And he's just stepping forward. It's like,
He's the one who went out.
him, the hero.
I want to get a good, like,
Yeah, you're like,
fucking Gene scare to that guy.
whoop, 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 whoop. And eventually, the Leldrin gets the other elf by the arm, and he basically drags her away. She's looking at the dwarf, and he storms off, and they leave the council chambers.
Give me a...
Just as,
You talk to me,
Oh.
I'll be back in a bit.
hello.
Severin. How
I will,
delightful.
as I'm blending in, I'm going to follow them too.
Okay.
Do
They
them and then
they
whatever.
come out. They come out of the halls, and they're standing around outside the council house, obviously waiting for something. What? Oh, it's Red.
That's right, Red.
Yes.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh,
I thought we'd have
pleased
to
to
come
meet you. Remember you last?
see how you got on at your work. But also, we were looking into somebody, and we remembered about how you knew everybody because you were a scribe. Remember? So,
Yes.
there's this dwarf
Yes. Really?
called Four Brodel.
Dude, you don't fuck about, do you? You're like, BAM! I'm in
Yeah,
there.
I know.
No
Why?
fucking
Why?
small talk.
Why? What was the point of it?
Yeah.
And furthermore, remember the direct thing. Anyway, this Four Brodel, he was the dwarf who stole the star from the sky
Yes.
for his human lady.
Yeah.
And she died in the council chambers in a fracas.
Yes.
Did she have any family?
She did have a whole family, but she now has one surviving sister.
Could you tell me her name and roundabouts where we could find her?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Come
Turns
on!
out you were right.
It's direct! You've got to be direct. None of this beating around the bush bollocks. Excuse me, could you tell me the answer to all the problems? Okay, if
yes, I
you
can.
say so, you go, I'll write it down for you.
See, this is why I've got a charisma that shit. It's not because I'm like bad with people. It's just because like jabba jabba jabba,
Hello.
jabba jabba jabba. Forget to ask the important questions. Jabba jabba
Hello, we do
jabba.
ask the important questions. Yes, please, thank you. Do you want to take Parker? Throw.
Yes, yes. Now, if I remember, her name was Brilnald, and she had a sister called Elnald. Now, where is she still living? I think it's somewhere. It's I'm bugged if I know.
Ocaros it'll be if it's
Yeah, somewhere in
north.
Ocaros. And he actually gives you an address, and it's like
Excellent.
this apartment place there.
Marvellous.
That's what I remember.
You've been very helpful.
I am very good at names and numbers. And
You are indeed, and next time we meet, you must be sure to get a drink from us.
Oh, of course, that'll be Caldown's tonight, possibly.
Yes, possibly. Although we have now got to go into Ocaros, so possibly not tonight, but very soon.
Oh, I can get through to Alcross tonight if I have to. If you can find a tavern or a bar there, send a runner, let me know.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
We'll catch up.
Excellent. Thank you so
And
much.
if not, we'll catch up soon
We
anyway.
will catch up soon.
Very, very good.
Yeah,
very
excellent.
good.
I'm not lying in any way here because obviously
Yeah,
I've
we'll
said.
definitely buy you a drink
You're
if
cool,
we
you're-
ever see
Yes,
Jerry.
that's
You're
right.
kind of walking off going, how the hell did that just happen? Meanwhile, outside, they're standing there. They're having an argument. It's in Elvish. Or Siri, whatever they call it these days. Which is the same as Elvish and Shadowrun, funnily enough. Almost like the two games are linked.
Done.
Done. Done! Spoiler alert, they are.
That's amazing, isn't it?
And then a
Hashtag Earthdawn.
carriage.
Shadow Dawn. I'll kind of slide over.
And opens the door and he lets her in.
Excuse me, forgive me for interrupting. You're clearly very busy. Couldn't help but notice you had an issue with Governor Redbeard. Perhaps there was something I could do to help, just purely as a.
Yeah, there is something you can do to help, young wolf. Keep your opinions and your thoughts to yourself.
I would
That
like
way,
to do.
your head will probably stay connected to your neck. Opens the door, gets in, and for a moment you were like,
I've just been threatened by the hero.
you're pretty sure you might, if you actually broke wind right now, it would not be just air. You're like, whoa! And there's just this one little look as he gets in, he throws it, and you're like, oh! Gets in, and dun dun, carriage.
Someone who's like a total true hero.
When you come out,
Mhm.
he's standing there, and he's visibly just, and he's white.
Whoa, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good news. Oh, anyway, sorry. How are you? You don't look good.
Uh,
I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I guess I just thought the hero of the Kaer would be more personable or something.
But he's not.
Anyway, the good news is, Severin.
He doesn't give a
Broken.
fuck.
It's like, what? Who cares? The good news is, Severin, whilst he does talk too much. Anyway, we know where this woman is.
Oh, yes, good.
I've got an address and a name.
Really?
Yeah. Severin truly does know
Did
everybody.
you just ask where she lived?
Yeah. And he told me.
And it worked?
Yeah. I did have to promise to buy him a drink next time we met. He's now suggested,
Is that it?
Yeah. He's now suggested whenever we go to a bar we should send him a runner, and I'm not sure the feasibilities of that, but if ever
I think that's probably not good.
But
He
we
was
can-
a bit of a dick.
No,
Not
but
that I
then
wish to speak ill of someone who isn't here.
but that's
Or
fine.
dead
But if
yet.
next time we meet him, we'll buy him a
He's a
drink.
dick.
Yes, that seems reasonable. I've got a bad feeling that our dick quotient could go up sort of fairly big reasonably soon anyway. Got this inkling.
Perhaps if we knew someone else.
It was also a dick.
Other dicks.
Yeah,
drinks.
who could
Yeah.
then buy this? Yes,
That could be a
yes.
thing in
We've
the
just
future.
if only perhaps a dick or two would walk into our lives.
Hello! That's just a little bit rude.
Foreshadowing. Well,
Oh dear. So, now what?
So, but she lives in Ocaros, and to be honest, I should go back to see
Yeah, that's fine.
whether my master is alright.
I've been to Ocaros a few times. I'm okay being there.
Okay, so let's go.
I don't know my way fully around, but I've been there a few times.
So you go from the council chambers, sign yourselves in, you're okay, blah 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 blah. In you go.
Right.
Your address, yeah.
Let's just go up via
Home.
Steven's house just to make sure that
It's.
he's
I'll
still
tell you
alive.
what, mate. It's not a bad looking. Not a bad looking place. This, you know, as places go, it's. You know,
Swish.
yeah. Keep walking in, and there's some smashings and crashes from the kitchen area.
Oh, boy.
Blend.
Pain just gone, yeah. Master. How
Oh, well, hello. Nice of you to actually come back. What?
What, sir? No, I was... shall I do that?
Oh, I can smash these on my own, thank you.
But if I did it, they wouldn't get smashed.
And where's the fun in that? Look, you've obviously come back for something. What is it?
I just came back to make sure you were okay, Master.
Oh, I'm almost touched.
I was concerned.
I'm concerned. What do you want? I'm busy breaking things.
Okay, fine. It's your cutlery. You. Fine.
Yes, my cutlery. You'll be cleaning up later.
Yep. Right. Anyway, nice to see you well. Well.
I'm going off. We're going off again, are we?
Well, you just told me you don't want me here.
And now
anymore.
where are we going? Are we on some quest?
Sort of, yes.
Well, that's good then. Carry on.
Right. I think I'm okay.
Wank on with his fucking spine.
Clearly, you caught all of that conversation because my bit was a bit quiet, but all his bit was very loud.
You're like,
That's my master. He's not in too bad a mood actually. Often he's worse than that.
I know what you mean.
He's go ahead, fine.
alright, before you leave,
Yes, master.
where's the rum?
The rum.
Yes, that very, very special bottle we have when I'm in a good mood.
Hang about. That will be under there, around there, around that. There you go, master. Oh, there's still some of it left.
He's like talking about like 10 minutes under the stairs, and like eventually, yeah, snatches his bottle that's got about this much liquid in the bottom. Right, yeah. Flips your silver. On your way, lad.
Thank you, master.
Well, he's individual.
Individual is a word I often use with Sylvan. He is individual. Let's go and see whether Elman's in. She has to be in.
Commonly called a cock by the rest of us.
Well,
Right.
I'm in a strange thing to pee after that.
Well, you find the apartment. I say apartment. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a block where more than one person lives.
Mm-hmm.
Communal kitchens and that sort of thing. You
Yeah.
know, communal little garden.
Excellent. Let me. So I'll do the talking because it's sort of quick that way. Then he goes
Yes.
fancy bollocks. So, Eldon, where is he?
There's a few people sort of sitting in the garden, you know, smoking pipes, etc. Look at you, she come walking over.
I was looking for Elman. I understand she lives here.
Nice level down. Oh,
Thank you so much.
room 2.
Lovely. Thank you.
Downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some movement. And then. Yes?
How old is she? Because I don't know how old.
I don't know how long ago it was.
Okay, so she's of a determinate age. Could be middle-aged, could be old.
Yeah, somewhere you can't tell with care folk.
Yeah,
They all
no,
look the same.
Yeah, they do.
No
Well,
sunlight.
She's a human, so she looks similar.
Yeah.
Would you be Elnan?
Yes.
Oh, pleased to meet you. My name is Redemption. I'm an adept, and this is my friend Draven.
My lords.
We wondered, could we talk?
I would be uncomfortable if 2 adepts we'll meet in the gardens.
Yes, of course. That's fine.
I will be up momentarily.
Thank you so much. She's very polite.
Oh.
She's very polite to humans. Perhaps you don't like dwarves.
Go upstairs.
Yep.
Back up into the garden where there's got a couple of old people.
Smile and nod.
You know, both like the old bloke and the old woman both like got pipes and both like. And then
Pollution. That's not how it was about. You're in a Kaer, restricted
turn around
airspace.
to the dwarven area. That's got all the fucking
Pollution.
yes.
They are making shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, you sound just like a dwarf. Oh. And then what? 15 minutes later, she comes up. She's very middle-aged to old. We don't quite know because we don't remember. Very plain-looking dress and everything. My lords.
Please, we're looking into something, and you are Elnard, and your sister was Brunhild, who had the misfortune to be killed in the council all those years ago.
Yes, my lord.
We feel for your loss. That's a tragic thing that never should have been allowed to happen.
It was the wars, wasn't it?
Indeed, but it's a personal tragedy, isn't it? It's a life taken, shouldn't have been, and there's all the lives that were affected, the people that knew her. Do you know of the dwarf who loved your sister?
Yes.
He still mourns her.
Really?
We were wondering if perhaps you would meet with him.
Why would I want to meet with him?
Because he mourns your sister, but life still goes on, and perhaps you and he could share memories, because he has no one to share memories with. He has done this deliberately, I think. He is isolating himself, but he has no one to share memories with. Whereas if he was to speak to you, you would remind him, okay, it would be hurtful for him in that he would be reminded of what he's lost, but I think he suffers every day with what he's lost, so I don't think that would hurt him. And I think if you spoke to him and he realised that you also have lost, and perhaps you can share happier memories of times gone by, and it would lift his mood.
Perhaps sharing would ease you both.
This is something I must think about.
Well, we've only just come into Okoros, and so because we couldn't go back today anyway, because we must stay overnight.
Then come find me tomorrow, and I will give you an answer.
That would be great. We would appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you know of any taverns or places to stay in Okoros?
My master has a quarters,
Ah,
so I will go and stay. We will stay with him. He will not really notice.
very well. Tomorrow then. And she.
Thank you so much for your time. I wonder how long I can keep this polite for. I'm thinking until I meet Chris in game, and then I'm going to be like,
Stop it!
Stabbed you with an apple.
Fucking windling
It's a
cocks!
cold shot, hit where intended, in the brain
Wings.
parts,
Yeah.
right in the brain.
Yeah, Chris and Brains, yes,
Oh,
-6, mate.
Yeah,
But
both
Wings,
was just off.
turn his sword, hack his wings off.
Once we've left,
mm-hmm.
I will kind of like, as we're wandering through the streets, just be like,
You don't think that was the right thing to do?
I think it was exactly the right thing to do. But don't take this the wrong way. Didn't expect.
I'm too direct, aren't I?
I mean, social etiquette may determine that you are direct. However, it was 100% the right thing to do, and mindfully, it was exactly what I thought. I just didn't expect you. No offence to be that way inclined. You seem a man who isn't understanding of other people's emotions in some ways.
My father and mother killed themselves when I was young, each other and themselves. Prior to that point, my life was a lot of emotions, very suddenly usually, and quite a lot of violence, again very suddenly. So it's sort of building walls against things, so you don't, it's like that. But I do know what it was like. I wasn't that young.
I don't know what to say.
It's not good, but hey.
Thank you for sharing that. And I hope that
That's
as your friend, I can.
it's another reason why I'd quite
helpful.
like to leave. Because after this is being with you has been. I've really enjoyed our time we've spent. It's actually made me feel a bit more worthy, because, as I said, there were the 3 stages, the 2 stages so far. The first stage wasn't good, and the second stage, it's been interesting, and I've learnt things, but it's not really made me feel like a good person or a productive person or something. So I will enjoy going out and forging a new life. Even if it's a short one. A short, good life is better, I think.
So what are you doing for the rest of the evening?
We're going to go and I'm going to go and clean up the fucking kitchen in time.
I'll help.
Hopefully he's just like, yeah, it's good. Hang about. He's asleep with the lot. That the rum's done the job. That's good. Excellent. You can march elephants through here now. That's fine.
March what?
There's usually
March
there's
what?
some food.
Stomple beasts.
Yeah, the stomple beasts. There's some food here. Yes, it's still always. There's always.
He hasn't got to these bits.
There's always a stash of food. He's Spilvan's very impatient.
Oh.
He opens the first 2 cupboards he can find, but he never goes further than that. So if you want to
So
put
he's
something
got
you don't want him to
cupboard
find,
1, cupboard 2,
yeah, you put it in
cupboard 3.
Cupboard 3 or
Ooh,
cupboard
hello.
4 is always fine, because by the time you just put something in the first 2 cupboards for him to find, and then it's
Put
all
some
stuff,
booze in there and some...
basically.
Put booze in 1 and 2,
Mhm.
he doesn't get to 3.
No,
Well, I'll help to clean up.
it's
Rest
easy,
I can.
it's fine. It's an okay place here. I mean,
It's
there is-
actually not a bad place, to be brutally
Yeah.
honest. Apart from the cutlery that's smashed everywhere. But, you know, it's what happens.
I will actually, because I haven't been here yet, and I will do a karma ritual here.
Yeah. You will do a karma ritual or something.
Well, yeah. While he's doing what he's doing, I'm going to make a bit of time to do some writing. I'll get out some paper,
Making notes of what's happened.
making notes of what's happened, and also
Starting to tell the story of the lost star.
yeah, and also slightly more emotional stuff. You know, not necessarily poetry, but like trying to put feelings on paper. I mean, it's not as artistic as poetry. It's more like this is how things are, and this is how people feel about those things, and this is why they feel that way, and that is bad, but that is good.
That's
You know, I think
that's good.
he's not a poet, but he does understand that
Yeah,
putting
there are
emotions
feelings and
on,
emotions.
on paper rather than purely just a text.
That would be interesting to read, because at the moment your little dwarf's going through so many emotions. You know, there's
Totally.
a woman who's interested in him. What the hell's that all about?
Yeah,
I know,
And then there's
stirring the blood.
There's this love between a dwarf and a human that was taken by an elf. That's kind of really sad when you
And
sit and look at
actually,
it.
It's more. I can't speak for any other player characters, but he feels definitely that more. It's less about it was taken by the elf, and more that the separation is what caused it, and actually we are better together than we are apart.
That's
as a
true.
Community.
But then you could say
Like an
the
individual.
separation was caused by the dwarfs.
We could say that
But as I said, we're trying
But
not
it's
to blame
more
the
about-
separation on any one thing.
on any one
Yeah.
person and say, or even as a person,
Yeah.
like you can blame it on the people who did that, but by blaming it on all of the dwarves, although how many dwarves weren't even involved in that scenario, in the same way how many of the elves were also not involved in that scenario. You know, in the same way with, you know, actually the thing of the tragedy of the lost star isn't that. In a way, it's the fact that kind of for want of a better word, putting it, a biracial relationship wasn't allowed to kind of spring forth and potentially create hope for the future of the Kaer.
Wasn't even given a chance.
It
Was
doesn't
it?
even give it a chance, you know.
No.
Well, that sounds a bit
That's
heavy and a
really
bit deep. but I think
sad,
it's-
isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
sad.
That's
I think it's-
horrible.
I think it's nice.
Can I get to kill somebody soon? No, sorry. No, right. No, I should just carry
You
on.
don't kill things, right?
I don't kill things. I know.
You're
It's
doing.
gonna be-
I'm really
it's gonna-
impressed with
it's
these
gonna be-
characters.
It's going to be a bugger, particularly when I meet Chris.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard.
Jitsu
different
dwarf.
game.
Oh, no.
But there is a point where during that night where you're sitting there like,
And obviously it'll be very pretty because of
and
calligraphy
he
and
comes stomping back out, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? He's like, right, dwarf, very pretty. Right, you, courtyard now. And you're like, what? He's out. He's still got his bottle of rum. Right, well, where's my sword then? All right,
Fetch your sword.
got him. Show me some of your stuff.
Right, okay.
And you're like, okay, you do your manoeuvre and everything, and you're sort of.
Oh, I mean, I'm intrigued. I don't get it.
He is good. He says, no, I don't want to fight you. Don't want to fight you. Go on, get a bloody sword out. Fight. Come on, show me what you're going to do. Don't want to. Don't. And then all of a sudden the sword will come out. And he's doing his little manoeuvres. Little sort of slips to slide. Slip, slap, slap. Goes to one side. Takes a swing. And now if the target hadn't have been as good as he is,
Yeah, all of
That
a sudden,
would have,
all
like-
of a sudden the switch goes on and
that would have
yeah.
cleaved him, and
Spillman wakes
he's
up.
like, cling!
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I don't know what's worse. Either him being that good or him being that. Oh,
And being drunk and everyone else.
and he does, and Silverman
the
does
good
something
thing.
he's never done in like an age.
Right.
You are training for like an hour,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
and just when you're like, right, just no, carry on,
Okay.
and it's like, taught me, come on, boy, taught me. And you're like,
You're a useless drunken old man.
yes, smack, and it's. You are sitting and you are watching something that no one else has had a privilege to see. You are seeing two swords masters train and teach, and you are like,
If only he was like this all the time.
oh my god!
Yeah.
And it's almost like, a little bit of has opened up where you can see, right, well, I need to do this, but then I can just sit back and taunt, and then you got to come in and I can manoeuvre. Why has he
The
not
old-
taught you this stuff? This
One, two,
is,
three, and you know, this, that.
you are sitting there, by the end of it, you are drenched.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to put, you're so worn out you can't actually hold the sword.
Mm-hmm.
You are
I'm writing. I'm scribbling away. I don't really know what I'm writing,
And,
but stuff.
he's finished his bottle of rum. He's still holding the bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and as I said, you said the switch.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's like clang, 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 clang. Do this. No. Comes around. No, hold your sword like that. Do this, that. Taunt like this. Step back. Move to one side. Hit. And you're like, oh.
I realise what it's like to have a master again.
Yeah, all of a sudden, he is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then right at the end of it, he's giving you a clout on the head with the sword because
Mhm.
you've missed the move.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh! And then he flat blades your ass, clank, and goes,
Mhm.
right, get me another bottle, I'm going to bed. Quickly,
Thank you, master.
run along.
Right.
And he comes running past, you go running past him, and you've got like 4 or 5 sheets of paper. Like, whoosh! He comes whooshing back, gets the bottle, someone goes back. It's SILVAN. The Red. That's a story for another day. Might keep your friend around. By the passions, good night! And he
Good night, master.
stomps off, and he like,
Let me go and firstly clean your sword.
he's like,
Get the sweat off the handle, and then go and wash.
and by the time you come out, you've like done another
I'll
like.
be writing up until the night.
You had 30 pages, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll fill all that.
You're like 20 pages in, and you're like,
When he's
This bit isn't going to be pretty. I'll make it pretty when I finish it all out.
when he's in the right mood, he's awesome.
I couldn't.
you couldn't stop
I
watching.
could.
That was a dance.
That was a dance. That was
He
more.
is a privilege to be around when he's in that sort of mood. That's why sometimes you think he's not very good or very helpful and not much of a master, but then every so often there's a chink of light through the grey, and he is just awesome. And then I remember why I'm here and why he's here
And you,
why he's my
and while,
master.
while he's saying this, you're looking at him, and you can see these are a fucking glow.
Yeah, that's it. This is all I want. This is all I want. And then, when it's like that, then it makes me think that, here I will stay until I die. I'm happy. This is what I want.
Next morning, you'd fallen asleep where you were writing.
Mm.
You're like, that's amazing. Just being able to witness that, because adepts of different groups don't get to see
No.
Yeah, of
adepts
course.
training. It's not
And
what
that,
you do.
and it has, obviously without.
But
necessarily
even though,
making
if you get a chance to even sit and talk to him about that, he will not say it was a dance, but that's all you could
that's
see.
all I could see.
It was
Definitely.
it was beautiful. It was just sashaying.
There was so much-
It was dance. It was fluid.
I think of violence as being destructive. Actually, there was so much
That was-
creation,
yes.
opportunity, and even as a thief, the taking of knowledge from your opponent to know what I should do. Like, I'm going to do this little kind of back foot thing and move back. I can see that you're going bang, bang, bang one side, and then I can go in through the
But
other.
you were- but-
There's a little bit of thievery in there.
But as you were
almost.
watching, and it's the way that he was doing the moves where he's I'm not drawing my sword, I'm not drawing it, I don't want to draw it, but then when it comes out, it's still the last thing he uses. He will use all these manoeuvres and feints and other things before he even thinks about swinging the sword. He's probably just holding the sword back and not doing anything with it. And then all of a sudden, he'll do a manoeuvre, which you saw him do 2 or 3 times against Red, where he will slip through, manoeuvre himself, and then take the swing. And you know, against a lesser opponent, that would have killed them.
And as a person who believes in creation rather than destruction, he is creating that opportunity to happen. You're creating something in stages to finish with that in the same way you would build a thing.
Up, yeah.
It's like telling a story,
Yeah,
because you have the beginning, you have the middle where it all happens,
Yeah,
and
you
then
lure
all of a
them
sudden
in
there's
and-
the dramatic ending. Ah, poetry.
Mm.
You know, if you ever had a troubadour here as well,
Oh,
to like ding ding ding, and it was amazing.
Hero where there's the blind guy. and
Yeah.
thinking,
I said, you sit down afterwards, you've washed everything, and you've got pages all over your kitchen table where it's like, ooh, and it's beautiful.
Your writing is very, very fine.
You're too kind, it's something I'm working on.
Read the odd book, and most of the people I read do not write like you do.
Yeah, it's definitely not your usual shit.
Anyway, no, it needs to be finished. I need to work it all together.
I will. So yeah, we'll
It's more
see
like
if
a collection of ideas.
I can leave some food out for my master and leave a few things out for him, and then we'll go off in the morning.
So, next morning,
Mm-hmm.
tell you what, that was a good night's sleep for both of you,
Mm-hmm.
in a weird way.
Yep.
You kind of slept where you were on the kitchen bench. You're like, I'll get to that in a minute. I just want to finish this bit. And you, you're knackered for one,
Yeah.
and
it's
2,
actually
you're buzzing as well.
satisfying,
So
yeah.
you thought you wouldn't be able to sleep, but you do.
Yeah.
Next morning.
Can we have 10, 15, maybe half an hour before we go out?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Sure, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's something I should be doing in the morning anyway. I've
Okay.
always got chores to do in the morning, but there is my own personal thing to do in the morning, which is again to do a common ritual.
Yeah, there's another point.
I'm not spending
obviously I
on
wanna-
them. Well, it would be another point if I was spending on them, but you have to spend on them, don't you?
Why don't you get a
No, because you start with the maximum. But you can
Yeah,
build
you-
up to your maximum, so we can
Yeah.
have like 3 days worth of carnival rituals. as well.
Yeah. You don't spend a common point to get your common point.
No, but you spend legend points to get your common point, don't you?
No,
Isn't that
no,
what
it's
the
just
cost
a
is?
daily.
No, it does cost you legend points. You're right.
Does it?
That's why there's a cost.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you haven't got
I've
your
got
points
any
yet.
legend points, so I'm just doing the common ritual.
Good lad. Yeah, that's a good thing to get into.
Yeah, of course.
To
It's
do
the
the
habit
ritual.
of doing
Yeah,
it.
very good.
I will. So we don't have to do one every day.
No, but it's a good habit.
It's a good habit to get
And besides
into.
which,
We
the
should do.
two-handed sword is fantastic for posing with.
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
That's the problem is as a thief, like I'm going to practice sneaking around.
I know.
It's
You're going
a
to
bit weird.
Whereas me, I'm doing a dance with the two-handed sword. I look
Yeah,
awesome.
Will you get out of my bedroom?
But what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to get my notes together. I'm going to go through them, highlight bits that I think are good. Not like score through anything, but just like make it and put it all in the order that it should be in. Maybe a couple of footnotes just to make sure it all fits together, and then put it all so it's so it makes sense, you know, for later
Well,
on.
is that a common ritual?
I don't think it is.
It's
I mean,
interesting.
It could become part
I
of the
think
common
it could
ritual.
be part of your.
I think if I was
Karma
a different,
ritual.
if I was a travelling scholar or
Yeah,
whatever
if you
the
were something
discipline
else.
is that, then it would be a karma
You
ritual.
have clearly some rare talents.
Oh, don't be silly! I'm just making.
I'm just your average dwarf.
just making a point of. If
Telling
I'm going to write something
stories.
down, it's got to be worth writing. Otherwise, what's the
But-
point?
No, I'm very impressed. It just goes to show that, again, was my original point, that anybody who looks at somebody and makes an opinion based on, seeing them for a few seconds is an idiot. And,
It's true.
I'm still learning things about you.
As I am about you. And thank you for allowing me to be here. That's all.
No, my master was in a good mood, which is nice, so I've left him some food out, I've left him that, he can drink that first thing, it's all tidy. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So where we at?
It's a bit too spooky. I don't know.
Let's go and see the lady.
Okay, you go back, and she's waiting outside for you.
You will accompany us, my lady?
You wished me to come meet the dwarf that was in love with my sister.
Yes, please.
I just don't know what you expect. I don't know what you expect this to accomplish.
You loved your sister, correct?
Of course.
And he loved your sister. So you have something in common before you've met. He is a grumpy man, and it's like his life is wasted because he achieved so much and he was so in love to have it all snatched from him, and then he took that to be that basically his life was wasted, and his life isn't wasted. Well, it shouldn't be wasted. And I'm sure your sister was a lovely person, and so, it would cheer him to be reminded of her, because at the minute he's reminded of her all the time anyway, but in a bad way.
Very well. Then I will do as you ask. I will come with you. I will meet the dwarf.
We thank you.
But I do not understand what.
His name is Broden.
Well, Brodel, you honour us with your faith.
I just don't know what you expect us to do.
We don't expect anything from you.
We're walking now, by the way. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
taking it because just in case she
Oh,
changes
come
her
on,
mind.
bitch!
Right, you get him.
If anything, we hope it helps you as well. You can discuss the person
Who's gone?
who you both cared for.
But her memories are still there. You surely have memories of her.
Let's get this done.
I have stories of my great-grandfather who I knew for a very short period of time, but I'd like to hear those stories, and it helps me think of who he was. It's not the same, but it's
We'll see.
vaguely.
You've got crack charisma. Yeah.
Look at me, I'm a dwarf. I like boobs and beards.
He's good at
So you
family and
get
shit.
again,
Those for you signing in and out. You're like all straws, in out.
you guys, for fuck's sake, sort yourselves out, bitches.
It's like Chaplin.
Back to, the main lake.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know where he is now.
Yeah, we know where he is.
Well,
now,
guess
throwing
what?
stones.
There he fucking is.
Right. Do you think we ought to do any introductions, or do you think we should just let things take its course?
Probably an introduction
She's
is a
like-
good idea in
she's
case
like,
he gets
no,
all
no.
worried out about it.
No, you shouldn't need to.
Okay. Step back.
We'll step back, but basically observe for a little while, just in case anything goes
And
horrendously
she-
wrong and somebody's.
He kills her. Harukin punches her womb out.
Yeah.
Then picks up, hurls her in the lake. We go, right, you fucker, you're going in as well. Don't come out without your jewel.
Yeah. So
She walks over and you can see him throwing stones in, and then he sort of looks, and instantly, and he sort of stops throwing stones, sort of pats the ground next to him, and she sits down next to him, and
Let's then
Start
withdraw
talking.
right out of the way. In fact,
he sort of looks over at you guys, and he sort of looks at the bar, and just nods.
I feel there's possibly. I know she's going to think you're obsessed because we go and see
Not
her all
that
the
bar.
time.
is it that same bar?
Yes,
no,
of
it's
course
not,
it
is
is.
it?
Yes, it is. We're back here, and there's the bar number 2.
I've been gone for
At least you didn't give her anything
shit.
this time. Otherwise, be like, you will think you're obsessed.
No, he
but-
just nods. Doesn't mean you've got to go there.
Well, I don't
Or
know.
does it?
But what else were we going to do?
We literally don't have lives.
No one in Kaer has lives.
No, that's it. And
So you're going to go into the bar again.
well, what else?
Let's have a walk around the lake first.
Okay, fine.
Let's make it not too eager. Let's give it at least another 15 minutes of
Okay,
eager.
fine.
It's going to take you longer than 15 minutes to walk around the lake, mate.
Yeah. Right. Half an
Okay,
hour.
Another half an hour. So yeah, fine.
And also that way we can keep half an eye on them. If we
Yeah.
walk around the lake, we can keep
Yeah.
half an eye on them. We're not staring at them.
No,
but
we're not
like
staring at them because
occasional
yeah.
glance, and we're still within.
Do you want to
shot
summon a
of
little
us.
rubbish watcher?
Fuck you, cunt.
Oh, go on, go. Sorry.
Get some crap together and make
Oh,
something out.
that's saying that this character's a little more useful than that one.
This
She's
one has been
Batman.
no use at all, actually.
Yeah, but at least I
Yeah,
just
but-
imagined you'd have a secret life as a dragon. That's what I thought. I thought you'd be a secret life as a dragon and then you'd turn into a homeless thief or something.
But that's the beauty at the moment. You've had to do none of your
Very
adept
little.
rolls or
Yeah,
anything
we've
because
barely
you are
rolled.
role playing.
I know,
actually haven't used any of our
and
rolls.
Chris hasn't been here to
We've
fight.
only
I just make sure he needs to watch this before it fucking.
4.5 perception rolls, and that's it so far.
Yeah, literally. So you walk round, and by the time you get, you sort of, right, we can walk round. By the time you get
It's
back
nice
round
lake,
to
actually.
them, it's beautiful. It's very picturesque. You know,
Have you not been to this one before?
if you knew what outside was like.
I know, to be honest. Normally I've got, it's my time. This is quite rare me having free time.
You go
I do
from
find it interesting that
here to there.
in Ocaros, where you are, the lake goes right up to the wall.
Mm.
I've read stories. I mean, I've heard of seas like where the water just keeps going going and going. You can't. There's nothing beyond it.
It's almost. It's funny, isn't it? Because you think in the outside, it must be so big because you've got endless sky. Sometimes you've got endless water, and I think there's something about endless grass sometimes as well. And you just think,
How does that even happen? I don't even.
it's just huge.
Yeah.
And that must be, like you said, then the reason they're not fat is because they're running everywhere all the time, or riding horses everywhere, so they're
Must be.
always moving because
They've
everywhere's
got
endless.
real passions for sake of swimming.
Even swimming, if I'm not my thing, but yeah, even so.
I'm sorry, at this point, actually, there's that meme, isn't there, of Matt Mouse going, I love Dungeons and Dragons. You know
Yeah.
what? I fucking love Earthdawn!
Yeah, man.
Motherfucker!
Yes.
Oh, that is amazing, the shit you guys are coming out with.
I like. Sometimes. I don't tell a lot of people about this. Sometimes when it's.
Sometimes
all
when it's
you
dark.
need is the air that I breathe.
When I was. You met my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
When I was very young, before the library burned down, he took me there, and we read one of the Chronicles of the Book of Tomorrow, and it talks about how apparently the dwarf king at the time, he wrote how the air would be in the world outside before the Kaers, and he said how you could feel somehow. So you've had a hot breeze from when there's a fire.
Yeah.
He said you could feel the heat from one direction
Oh, okay.
and the breeze from another. And sometimes
Ooh.
I'd go and I'd sit by one of the deeps, the entrances to one of the mines, and you could almost feel it. And I'd just sit there and imagine what it would be like.
You see, you want to be outside as well. We've got to do it.
It's not quite that far.
I thought he was going to say, we went there today and we had this accident with a candle. But we didn't tell anybody about it. Later on, apparently the candle went a bit out of control and
All of these people died.
and there may have been just all because of me being chased by
Maybe.
my granddad and knocking a candle over and burning into my library now, but don't tell
And now we
anybody.
don't know what it's like outside anymore because we burnt the book. Oopsie.
But please don't tell anybody, because I imagine there's still one or two people who are upset about it.
It was not that story.
The librarian wasn't. And that was the weird thing. You remember the library getting burnt down, and you remember going there the day after going, Grandpa, it's so bad. And everyone's like, oh. But you remember the librarian, the chief librarian, an elf, just going, pfft. He wasn't that bothered. That's one thing that every now and again, just like, yeah.
Suspicious. Maybe I do want to be more outside more than I admit.
So an hour later, you've
It doesn't mean
gone
being outside.
round the lake.
Let's go back.
It's been a slow walk, and as you sort of head
Get
back,
right, bitches.
you see them. They're coming towards you. He's holding her arm, and they sort of come forward, and he's sort of, no, this way.
So, you've done a good thing here, lads. But I don't know what you're expecting me to do.
Nothing.
Nothing.
What, you've just done this out of the kindness of your hearts.
Why not? It was.
Oh, my boy.
And he actually does sort of put his hand on your forearm. He goes,
You've got a lot to learn about living.
Mm.
But what you've done is a good thing.
We
It's in there somewhere, in the lake.
Mm.
But it's deep. You ain't gonna get a net at the bottom. But sometimes it's not what you know, but it's who you know. Right, that little building over there, that's one of the pump houses for the lake. Maybe you want to go and knock on the door and talk to the dwarf that lives there, because he used to be one of the nethermancers. He used to be one of the important people of the Kaer, dwarfy chap, until he got hoofed out. I don't know what magics they can do, but you ain't going to have no net that's going to get to the bottom of the lake.
Thank you for your advice.
No, thank you for what
And
you've done.
I wish you the best, and also to the lady, and I'll smile and bow to her.
And she's like, thank you. I wish you two the best as well. And if there's anything a useless old thief can do for you at any point, and he is looking at you, all you've got to do is ask.
Thank you.
May the passions watch over you. Come on, lass. I'll let you buy me a beer. And off they go.
Shall I do the direct? So we've got some more questioning to do, and it sounds like this is an approach for Mr. Direct.
What's the time at the moment?
It's probably about midday-ish.
Oh, okay, so it's not like 5 o'clock in the morning or
Fuck o'clock in the
5
morning.
o'clock at
No!
night.
Wakey, wakey, we need a favour. Get out here and drain this lake for us.
What?
Don't you worry, I can do it all. It'll be me being direct again.
I'm
So,
enjoying your direct
Here.
advice. It's quite chucklesome.
here is the pump house.
For the lake.
Pump your house.
Right.
I guess we.
Let's go to
Head
the house.
over.
Yes. Why not?
He just said the dwarf Nethermancer. He didn't give a name.
No, he didn't give a name. Let's hopefully. But to be honest, he's hardly like to be as, although probably not as a happy man, but he's probably slightly more happy than the last man.
He's a Nethermancer.
Are any of these
They're all
fucking dwarves
mental.
happy? They're all cunts.
Are they mental? Are they? I didn't really know.
Nethermancers, they're all
It's just not
crazy, aren't they?
No. Okay.
Are they?
I mean,
So tapping on the door and then
we-
running away is a bad one.
You sort of bang on the door. No answer.
Leg it.
You bang on the door, he fucking runs off.
Quick,
Screw
knock
you, dwarfy! I'm out of here!
It's if they knock down Ginger on a Nevermancer. That's a top plan that would be.
Yeah, you start running off, and all of a sudden you're like, he's got my bones. Oh god!
fucking humans.
Right. Okay.
No
So
idea everything.
okay. So you knock on the door and there's no answer.
I mean, do we later or what's the?
Let's
deal?
just try knocking a bit more because you might be asleep.
Is
Bang
it-
on the door a bit more.
Give me a minute. I'll have a look, wander around the building.
You wander around the building.
Windows, entrances,
It's,
skylights.
it's a pump house. What do you expect?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
There was a tip in what he said.
The dwarf lives in the pump house.
Not in,
By the pump house.
not by,
Near the pump house.
not near.
Under the pump house.
Yay!
Oh, did he say under?
No, we didn't. I'm just
He
adding
did
words.
say
I'm just
that.
keeping on putting words in to see which. It's like when you play guessing games.
Does he live on the
Left, right,
moon?
move.
Yes. No, he lives
Closer than that.
under the pump house.
Smaller than a rock.
Okay.
Okay, so we
Can't
need.
go over it. Can't go under it. Can't go around it. Got to go through it. So there must be a other entrance of some kind, right?
Or we go through this door and then there's a door underneath, perhaps.
We just
Dun dun
try
dun.
and open it.
It opens.
Oh, it does open. Is there another door?
Yes, you've got the
It's a
pump
ground door.
mechanism, and there is another door off to one side.
Look, maybe you stand in that door.
Is it like a knockable door? Or is it like
Looks
a
like
weird?
a knockable door.
Whoop. Got that door then.
Eventually, after knocking
Who builds a
again,
door with a? Who builds a house above a door with another?
and the door
You
opens.
did have a doorbell, wouldn't you?
And whoa, that door opens and you both look shiver. This little dwarf steps out. He's a manky looking little fuck. Staff with little bones hanging from it, bones in his beard. Yes!
Good morrow, sir.
Is it? What's good about it?
We're all still alive.
Yeah, the Kaer is still intact and.
For how long, young dwarf? For how long?
We don't know, and would hope you would have the information for that, being as wise and noble as you are. How are your family? I hope they're all well.
They're all dead.
I did not know that, and now I feel awkward.
Good.
That's a traditional.
Oh shit! You fucking wanker!
They're all dead because of you.
You know when you burnt the library down? They were all visiting.
What? He by the way, motherfucker, bone dance.
Please make him stop.
Oh, come in.
Thank you.
Oh, this place is really scary. It's really uncomfortable, and it's not just like the bits of like fetus in jars and stuff. It's just, you just feel cringy.
Sit down. Pose you want hospitality of some sort. I'll make a really good
So now.
fungus tea.
That would be very nice. Thank
Yes, and he's not happy about pouring the teas or anything like that. Most of it goes over the cup into the
you. I'm
saucepan.
not sure I'm happy about
Saucer.
eating or drinking something in
Right.
the place that's got so much death in it.
Why are you here?
It's good to meet you. I am.
Don't care who you are. Why are you here?
After you.
Okay.
How are you here?
There's a dwarf called troubadour, who I imagine you know. He's the guy who sits on the lake and throws stones in there and he's unhappy about it. He's the guy who took the lost star from up there.
Does he think I was born yesterday?
And he's thrown it in the lake.
Yes.
He thinks that somebody with your powers might be able to get it out of the lake.
I'm not swimming in the lake.
Oh, no.
Punishable by death to swim in the lake.
Absolutely, but he thought perhaps you might, because you're a man of such talents, you might
No, I'm a dwarf of such talents.
be... Yeah, a dwarven... Yes, sorry. A dwarf of such talents.
Racist!
Oh, yes, bloody bastard.
Racist, you lanky cunt! Oh!
Little bit of shit. Fucking hell.
You fucking hairless wanker!
You and your big old long shins rubbing it in my face. Oh.
You and your arms that go longer than your elbows!
You stunted little... Anyway,
We do apologise to any dwarves watching.
already humoured to that matter.
Yeah.
Come on. Right,
You with
anyway.
your no beard.
Oh!
Where were we? Before we went
What, you
into
think I can't go swimming in the lake?
No, he suggested that because you were so talented and with your powers, you could perhaps retrieve this.
I'm now like, there's a big jar with a thing in it, and it's kind of looking at me, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, I don't like it.
It's like a skinned ferret, and it's like, in your something bowing through, and pretty sure it goes,
That's why I'm not looking at any fucking jars.
Yeah, you-
Not looking in jars.
you.
No jars here.
That wind chime, you really don't want to look at that wind
No
chime.
jars here. No, there's
So-
a dwarf here.
Swallow it down. Wasn't there.
That's what she said. So you want me to help you get a gem from the bottom of the lake?
If you could, please, sir.
I could.
Specifically a light stone, not just any old gem. Oh god, I said that. That's a big thing, isn't it?
Yep. You just say it's mother.
I would rather not.
You'll find it easier if you just swallow the lumps.
That's what she said.
Thing is, if I do this for you, that's going to involve me summoning a spirit servant to do that. And that takes me a day at least to do the circle, do the incantations, make sure everything's fine, get the spirit to turn up, and then I get to say to it, trawl the lake for a gem, and then off it goes and does its thing. What's in it for me? I've lost so much, and now you want me to do you a task. Why? Why should I?
What
Because
do you want?
What do you mean, what do I want? I want my bones back. I had a complete skeleton, it's been taken. Just because
I'm
she...
looking him up and down, right?
I think he means outside his body,
Oh, like an
just-
actual.
like on a stand or something.
Oh! Okay. Sorry, I was confused.
That's what I assume he means.
I hope that's what
Now
it
I'm
means.
looking him up and down as well.
Will you stop looking me up and down? Fucking adepts, they're all cunts. For me to do my magics, I need bones. Now, you've lived in the Kaer for all of your lives, you know what happens when someone dies, they're taken down to the death pits, their bodies are thrown into the mud, and then the mud is raked and their bones come out and they give the bones back to the families. Blah blah.
But we know that, do we?
Yep, that's
That
a
seems an awful thing.
it's horrible. But
pretty
you know, on your mantelpiece you've got your a thigh bone of your great grandmother, and yeah,
God rest
That's
her.
what it was.
And
See? You shouldn't have been using
Not
it
a
for that.
dildo.
Yes.
every
Not a
name,
dildo.
every name,
You're a bad person.
every one of her name days, you all get to lick it. But yeah, that's what happens.
Because you get to go last because you're the youngest.
And then all the bits come off the bones, goes into the fertilizer for the fields. It's horrible, but it all works.
Yeah, you know, from
So
a certain point of view.
pretty sure the vegans will be happy about that. Hold on, I'm eating this. Oh, yeah, it's been groaning. No. Ah.
So you want a complete skeleton of a person?
When Gajanjun took over as head of the necromancers, I was kicked out.
Nethermancers. Right?
Nethermancers.
You said necromancers.
Did I?
Yes.
I meant nethermancers.
Okay, cool. That's alright then, because they're very different.
They're
And
not.
I'm nervous.
Nethermancers are worse. A lot worse.
I don't know. I've only met one. He was a figure of fun, so it doesn't really matter.
Rob?
Rob. Rob's never met you.
You've never met one. Your
No.
other characters have.
Yes.
And yes, he was a pain. What you do?
Cathandjun.
Pain.
Yeah,
Gahandjun.
Yeah, you write that down.
Gahandjon.
Gahandjun.
It's needlessly complicated, isn't
It
it?
does sound like something they'd say in Doctor Who about 2 series ago.
Doctor Who. Doctor Who. When she took over, I was banished. For no reason, I hasten to add.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
And you would like to be readmitted?
No, I don't care. I would just want what I had, I've lost. I understand that. But for you to want me to do a task, then it's important for you, then I want a complete skeleton. I don't know how you're going to get one. I don't care how you're going to get one. I want a complete skeleton. Because as adepts, and whatever adept you are, you know you need things to do your abilities. Well, for me to do mine, I need bones.
I am sure.
I can't just get bones.
No,
Because they give them back to the families.
you need a complete skeleton.
Yes. A name giver.
There must be people who die and have no family.
That's not for me to sort out. That's for you to sort out.
Pencil's fucked, by the way.
Oh no. Problem, Chris.
Let's just stick to blaming Chris when he's here.
Or you could just go swim the lake yourselves.
We will find you a complete skeleton.
Or unless you have a friendly to Srang. Do you have a friendly to Srang?
Not at this present moment in time.
Maybe.
Although, mysteriously, I have a...
You have a foreboding about this friendly
Ooh.
strang.
Perhaps I can see a future.
No. I ain't gonna be that friendly. Fucking warrior. Ponce.
No.
No, you stay there.
Okay. Then I suppose we'd better find that thing.
Okay. We will go and find a skeleton.
Should
Oh.
you...
Or, hey, Dahl, there's an evil little grin there.
Mhm.
There is another way we can do this. I could summon the spirit to find if what you say is in the bottom of the lake. All you need to give me is a little bit of your blood.
I had a feeling that might be coming. How about if we give you a little bit of somebody we may meet in the very near future?
No, you have not met them yet.
Step this way, Windley. Go see the nice man.
You
Hold
do
your arm
have a
out.
certain amount of knowledge about how that's not a good thing, right?
Well,
Or do we? I mean, like, if no one
No.
says that's a bad thing,
you don't.
then
You
fuck
you
it,
don't
we
know
care,
anything
right?
about blood magic. Because you wouldn't.
Then
So the-
why is it bad?
Exactly. Just a little bit of your blood, which
He's just done an evil laugh.
in game
To be
terms,
fair, evil laugh is enough.
which would be enough for a wound, but your wounds would heal, so that's irrelevant. It's just, some blood. And with that, I could have the gem, if it is in the lake, in your hands by the end of the night.
That does seem
For a little bit of
Just- I'm naturally trusting, so I'm probably thinking it's a good idea.
It does seem easier.
Here's a knife, here's a pot.
And if, you know,
Right, come here.
you are used to pain,
Yes.
wounds.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we should, but if one of us was.
I see. It's like that, is it? So the one.
I mean, I
He
would-
can't give that much blood. That's why it's said that-
our blood,
that's what it's-
neutral blood.
Our. It's got to be one from each of you.
Then definitely we should find the skeleton from somewhere.
Well, if we find a skeleton, the way we'd
Yeah,
have to
the
do.
chances of you
The
finding
way
it.
we'd have to do that is we'd have to go and speak to the people who are responsible for disposing of the bodies, and we need to find a body that has no next of kin. Because there must be people in who are old and who've got no family.
That would be you.
That could be me. Yeah, but I'm not
No drawbacks.
absolutely sure. Oh, well, also, to be honest, it's him because he hasn't got any family either.
It's also true.
So you know,
I've got an uncle. Who didn't have any kids yet. Yeah, we could shift him out of it.
no. So that's the only way we could do it. But the thing is, somebody with no family might take 3 months to die. We're obviously not going to hasten them on their way because that would be evil. So we'd have to sit and wait 3
That
months.
would be evil. Yes.
Yes. So we'd have to sit and wait 3 months for this person with no family to die.
So what
And that could
are
take a
you
long
going
time.
to do? And this is where we're just going to sort this out and then bring this to
We're
an
going
end.
to have to give him the blood.
I don't want to though.
And he's still sitting there at this point going, what harm's he going to do?
We don't know.
No harm.
But why do you need an entire skeleton of a name game that got taken away that is clearly massively important, or our blood, which is totally unimportant?
Because
clearly our
if
blood
I
is,
want
is
to
equally
animate, if I want to practice my abilities, if I want to animate a skeleton, look round. Do you see an entire skeleton? No.
There may be some at the bottom of the
important.
lake.
What would you do with our?
We could-
Well, I couldn't use it to animate a skeleton, could I?
But would you then be able to use it to control us?
No. No.
Maybe that wouldn't matter because we'd be.
Dead.
Gone.
Dead.
Imagine us like halfway through the next campaign, suddenly going, do, no, he's coming back, why, what is it, queen, no, I'm in the middle of a fight, fuck,
He's a happy buddy, isn't he?
Bye, bye.
Swat.
Oh,
Choice is yours, gentlemen. What are you going to
let's have a pretend quiet
Well, the only
conversation.
thing we can do-
I will go brew up some more mushroom
We
tea.
could ask
Sure,
somebody's. We could ask somebody's opinion. Somebody one is like your master, or possibly even my master. But the thing
We could
is,
do that.
your master asked us to do a task. The annoying thing is,
I feel we can't ask my master, as you say.
there's almost certainly. But the thing is, we asked my master. We're going to be another day because we've got to go out there and do that, and so it's not really going to work. But there must be skeletons on the lake. Somebody must have thrown themselves in there at some point.
Maybe that's why he wants the blood, so he can either get like a full skeleton, or he can use the blood to summon a thing that can pull out a skeleton.
We just
Then
need.
he's got a skeleton.
Oh, come on, guys. You're not going to know shit like that.
No, I know we're not.
No,
And
no,
to be honest, nobody
no,
we
no,
know is
that's
going to
a
know
Exactly.
like that.
No
That's
one you know.
Okay.
No, but that's
It's
a pure
not-
guess.
Someone
That is a
says,
pure guess.
I just want
Tell you
some
what.
blood.
Right, we give him the blood. If he uses it for evil, then we
Oh, dead.
ask him.
And it doesn't matter.
No, we
ask
ask
him to not.
We ask him to reverse that. Yeah, we ask him to reverse it.
Like,
If you're that worried, there are blood promises.
I don't know what that is.
Well, there are. You know that when sometimes when you swear, you do a blood promise on it. A little bit of blood is spilled, mingles. It's binding.
Evil is unfortunately.
Who said evil?
Yeah, no,
You said it.
No,
You
I
literally
said,
just said
I
it.
said, if he does evil with it, then we will persuade him to reconsider. That's all I said. I'm
I'm
happy.
You gotta remember
Evil with it
that
until you've done it.
in Earthdawn,
Nevermancers aren't necessarily evil.
Exactly.
I am willing to do this. What's the worst thing?
what's the worst gonna happen? I can give you a windling and it's a shrang and the next
Yeah,
adventure.
fuck it, let's face it. Bloody in about, in game terms, in
Oh,
about
yeah.
12 hours' time, we're all going to be mentally going, oh, take me now! Damn, my sword is too long! We know that's good. We know that, it's all going to go to shit soon anyway, so fuck it, you might as well do his,
You are a man that I strangely trust.
It's good in it, because I've got a
By
fucking...
the time you
fucking
say
coup of the world.
you're a man, before you get to a man, the dwarf's already got the thing round his arm, fucking got the tubes. And
Okay, bye!
Not so fast!
it's a big sword. Okay, drain some of Nick's blood and then drain some of yours. Right, come back tomorrow morning.
Oh, I feel a bit dizzy.
I
Oh,
feel a bit dizzy too. I suspect there's a beer somewhere with our name on it. I've got a whole silver piece.
It's not just a gem, there's a light crystal that used to be the star.
You know,
I know
it's
what
a
the
silver.
star-
I'm just saying, I don't want you to, not that you would do that.
there's more gems down there.
I think there might be skeletons down there, but there we go. That's up to you.
Well, the next morning, you go to the bar,
You have a small amount of drinks.
you have a small amount, and
We haven't got a lot of money.
pass out.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Feels
Dave's like,
strangely-
are you alright? Oh god, thunk. And that next morning, when you sort of wake up, you crashed in the bar again, and Dave's like,
There's a massive skull on your arm!
your arm's fallen off.
No!
Dave's
How
is
the
like,
fuck am I going to do this now? Look!
Dave's is like, it's alright, I paid for your flop space for the night, last night.
I didn't even...
Doesn't matter. There's a runner just turned up for you,
Mm-hmm.
and this little lad like, hey,
Are
did
you a
you,
literal runner?
yeah, you're the guys. Got this for you. It's a pouch.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
Yoink!
nah. I need to be paid. It's like a pouch with 2 balls in it. And he's got your hand out waiting. How much you put in his hand?
Some money.
How much?
I've only got a silver, and I imagine I've already spent that.
5 gold.
You haven't
No,
got
you haven't
5
got
gold.
5
5
silver.
silver.
Right, you put 5 silver in his hand. He takes it and goes, take 4 of them back for crying out loud. And hands you the balls and
What a very honest young man.
off he goes.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too.
Right, let's quick look.
We'll go out of the way and
Light, he's opening light. Just pours out.
Oh.
He's now oh blind.
It can get a smell nice. It's at the bottom of a lake. Why is there 2
You know when there's like a bad thing and and then you sniff it again just to make sure. No, definitely smells really bad. Do you want to sniff it?
Nope.
It's
It's a light.
my sack.
It's a light quartz.
Why do we?
Does it look dirty and
Why do we think
fucking
there was,
Yeah.
Why do we think there was 2 things in there?
No, I was just being
Oh,
busy.
'cause-
man.
Oh, right.
So in the it's a
picture.
really weird thing, and it's bothered me since forever.
And I never,
Since I was
Since I first had the
No,
book.
I never noticed it until he pointed this out.
So
Look at the
then
thief.
you've got all your stuff where your,
Yeah, you
your
find the
stuff
thief
is.
one. There.
And this is the
Wire.
same, but I had the same one, but in softback.
That way.
S-T.
T. Oh, it's
I. S-T-I.
S-T.
So the thief is holding a little bag.
Oh yeah, it does.
And it looks like
suspiciously
balls.
Pair of balls.
It's a bit screwed.
And it's, yeah, and it's bothered me since forever.
Yep.
Seeing that little.
So you've got this
Took your balls.
with a manky old light. Yeah, there's definitely like on with the pond smell with a light quartz in it.
We've done it.
Well, I hope so. Let's go and we'll have to go and find my master and see. Make sure that he's.
I think we've done well there.
You take
I'll
to
go-
your master.
I'll probably meet him at one of 6 meeting places.
Yeah,
He'll probably don't
yeah.
meet at the same place all the time. and
Yeah,
he's a
meeting
thief.
place number 33.
Yeah.
It's like outside of a market. He comes fluttering down. Oh, didn't expect to see. Ooh,
Got the thing.
got it.
We have got.
Okay, just pop that in my backpack.
And I'll just.
It's a light quartz. It's not that bloody special. Thank you. Very good. Well done. Passed the first test. We might make heroes out of you yet.
Sorry, the
Yeah, that got me as well.
Speak to you soon. Oh, heavy. Oh, heavy. Heavy.
We did
Oh,
well.
he sort of comes back. Oh, you've got to go meet your other companions soon.
Help me with my sword. You take that in. I'll walk towards you.
What do I do? And then now I've got it, and I'm like, no!
Just push the pointy end towards me,
Throw it
and I'll
up in
walk
the air
onto it.
and run underneath it.
And that is where we will leave the introductory
So
guys.
we'll just say we go up to second circle, shall we?
No,
Just
you
merely
will not
just
get up
not-
second
at least
circle.
Possibly third, I would think. On
I
the
will.
basis of that.
I will. I'm even going to note
I
down
think
that I
a
owe you
disappointing
legend points.
GM would call them like less than 8th.
Yeah, I would think we ought to go at least second, possibly third.
Fuck off! You did nothing.
We did
fuck
loads
you,
of
we did
stuff. We
nothing.
were awesome. Hey, remember when you say we did nothing? If you'd run this through for another couple of gentlemen of our acquaintance,
Yeah. See how far they would have gone.
Give me
Yeah.
that. I'll tell you
I
exactly.
like
How.
hitting things.
Kill the dwarves. You can't fucking kill them. You
shoot things.
If we
Well,
hit
actually-
the wall
actually,
repeatedly
we'll
until
just-
things
well,
fall
actually-
down.
just end this so I can just tell you legend points and we can move on.
Uh,
So Parky, fucking sit back down because you're scaring people.
Just said
now.
go and end it. You
I know, but he
cockhead.
didn't mean end it like that.
You dick.
Oh, I didn't know.
But no, so if you've got through that, thank you. There will be more of it to come
Hopefully it'll get better.
with a. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I ain't
That
gonna
was
get
really
better
good.
than that.
Well, it certainly won't get better in the short term.
It's going to get a whole lot worse with the other player characters that are coming in, but I thought that was brilliant. So thank you, gentlemen. That was
You know, awesome.
beautiful.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
I will
And
give you an
also
extra couple
you.
of legend points each. So if you
Well,
like
I'm
that,
I'm
guys,
expecting about 9,000.
Yeah.
if you like that, carry on watching because there will be more.
Do.
If you like what you see, there's a thing up there.
You can join our Patreon thing and join our legions of Patreon supporters and help us do more stuff. And potentially we've got more stuff coming for patrons. Oh no, we haven't. No, we do. We've always got more stuff coming for patrons. What am I
Patrons
doing?
always get something. We love
Get a
them.
free extra video every month, which has got stuff on
Which
it.
only they get to see.
Only you. Only
You can make my.
You can also find our Amazon wishlist down below if you want to just buy shit, because you know we are that
Poor.
bad. But most importantly, and you know how to do
You
this. bit, right?
know
No,
this one.
it's
dude.
like and subscribe
Right.
or subscribe and like.
No.
It's thumbs.
Don't forget to
thumbs,
like.
and
Don't
fingers.
forget to like
Like
and subscribe.
If you
If
like it,
and
we'll
want to
subscribe. If you don't like it, don't want to subscribe. You don't have to like and subscribe. If you like, you like and subscribe. Until next time, stay
Stay
I don't think that bit was supposed to be in either.